he is about to go through. And then the press pool is now running to their cars so as to record this. I'm sorry, Jamie, please continue with what you were saying.
No, I just wanted to add, you were saying earlier, and Dana was saying earlier, that today is a sad day. It's a sad day historically that this is where we are. On the other hand, I think we should also note that this is also because no one is above the law. He is not
Patrick John Welder.
Hey, Patrick John Welder.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Was waiting for this show.
Yeah.
And he has tried to undermine the system, the justice system, and he has done all of these posts about the Justice Department, about the judges, and we should not forget why we're here. We are here because Donald Trump did not want to give up power.
Hoot and hell.
No,
Wondered if you'd go live for this.
That's not why
Play Peter Guitar Jam.
In New York, so
Move.
You're not there because Donald Trump didn't want to give up power. You're there
Tula Tetro.
because
Saddle up,
you're
Mr.
trying
Trump.
to throw every single thing that you have at him to stop him.
once they get there.
That's why
Once
we're
they
here.
get there. And if
You
it
don't
goes
have a
as
case.
scheduled.
Steven
against him.
running.
I don't think you have a good case.
Hola.
You have this
And while I might find him
quite awkward
to be
situation
guilty of what
where
you're charging him with,
you've got
I don't
the
see the
elected
evidence
sheriff
and the
of
proof that
Fulton
you're going to
County
use
and
to
his
convict
team that
him
runs that
at
jail,
all. I just
a
don't
very
see it.
troubled,
I mean,
Megza Williams.
You've got the
It's
secret
gonna be
Hey,
really
Nay, I'm
hard
watching
to
it
do.
live also.
enforcement officers.
well,
Their job is
Megsy, why
different.
don't you just
Their
watch
job
it on
is
my
to
show
protect
since we're
Donald
watching
Trump,
it live
make
over
sure
here?
nothing happens to him coming or going.
Why don't you turn off your TV
And
and watch our
the
show
deputy's job is to get
instead?
him through a booking process where they're
why I'm
charging
bringing
him
it
with
to
a
you.
crime. And
Bringing it to you
know,
live
it's,
here.
It's interesting for the Secret Service because they're not in the habit of letting go of a protectee. But there's this
Now, what does
moment
my
in
title say?
time
What doesn't kill him makes him
where
stronger,
he goes
right?
From being their protectee
They're making a
to
huge
being
mistake
in
doing this to
custody,
Donald Trump.
legal custody.
You know,
of
if they
another
hadn't made
agency
all this
until that
hullabaloo
agency
about
says,
him,
okay,
hullabaloo
this
about
process
him
is
and
over.
all this
you are technically free
fanfare,
to go. But there's that netherworld where he's
they could have
not.
been focusing
They're
on other
their
things,
way,
but they decided
now.
this,
Elliot,
and this is just
talk about the bond process that he has.
it's a
gone
big
through.
mistake,
So
man.
this
In
has
my
already
opinion,
been
this is a
negotiated
huge
between
mistake.
the DA and Donald Trump's team in advance and signed off on.
Brian Munoz.
The terms
Brian.
of the bond
Hello,
is
hello.
$200,000 cash bond, although he doesn't have to, and he has not written a check.
Patrick John Welder.
Also reporting is that
Fourth arrest.
10% of that through a bail
Doesn't
bonds
mean-
agency, which
doesn't
is the
mean
way
nothing.
that most people
Fourth
do.
arrest
The other
doesn't mean
thing to
nothing.
keep in mind that's really important.
You know, arrest him 10
about
times.
the
It's going to make
bond
him
here
stronger.
is that there are
Keep firing
very
those missiles into that
specific
fireball.
restrictions on what
You know,
Donald
what's
Trump
gonna
can say
happen.
publicly
He's just gonna
about
get
this
stronger.
case. He may not intimidate.
never gonna
or
realize
threaten
it, man.
Any co-defendant.
You know, he's
any
got
witness,
twice as
any
many
victim,
followers on
or
Twitter
community
as the
in general.
president
There
right
are
now.
some very specific
Patrick John Welder.
Donald Trump's
Oh, and Rudis bail was 150,000.
Yeah, Rudy, and he had to go to a he had to go to a bail bondsman. Rudy Giuliani needed a bail
posting on social
bondsman,
media or by reposting on social media because
which
they've
is,
seen
you
how
know,
he does this
quite
before. And
telling,
when he makes
considering
remarks,
they claim
Nick
he's
Brown.
35 to 40 mil.
He won't make it to general population.
Does he challenge that? Does he toe the line? Does
No,
he
of
cross
course
that
not.
line?
This
And if
is
so,
not about
do
Trump getting
prosecutors or the
arrested.
judge call him out on
Tula
it?
Tetro.
And
Trump's ready-made.
I mean,
This is
we've grown
about
used to seeing these
this is
images,
about a
and it is
huge
just
mistake
worth
on the
just
left. They're
pointing out
making a
how
huge mistake.
bizarre this
They've made
is,
a
particularly
horrible
for-
miscalculation.
this is a man
They've
who, I
miscalculated
don't
what
remember if it was
people,
when
how
he was
people view
campaigning
the
or when he
government,
was actually
how
president,
people view,
in front
you know,
of, I think
these
it was
abuses
sheriffs
of
on Long
power.
Island was
And it is an
a
abuse,
team of
man.
sheriffs
I mean,
was
I listened to the phone
encouraging
call and I
police
realized,
to not
you know, it
treat
doesn't matter how much
defendants
the media plays
quite
this
so
in their
with kid
spin.
gloves.
It won't matter when the court and the
Maybe let their
jury
heads
hear
bang
what the
into
lawyer has to
those
say.
police
They're
orders
going to
as
have
you're
to just
putting them in.
say,
Nick Brown.
He didn't
The
say
idea
it.
He
is
He
was
never
encouraging
commanded
police
anybody
be
to
rough
do
with
anything.
defendants. He is
He
now
never
in the
told
position
anyone to
of
do
putting
anything.
himself in the hands
You know,
of
show
these
me the
police
command.
officers.
Well, there's a lot
You know,
of these
when it comes to
contradictions
January
here. He
6th,
also spent a lot of time
that's a
that
different
year
thing.
talking about
That's a
anybody
whole
who
other
mishandles
argument. But
classified
we're talking about
documents, you know,
him
belongs in jail. So,
talking to these people in Georgia.
It's,
And in this
it's
one
full
case,
of interesting
I don't
contradictions.
see
He
the
also
evidence
said
that they
publicly
think
when
that
he was
they've
running
got
for
that's
office,
going to convict
it
him
would
of
cripple
anything.
our government
And let's
to
just
have
say
a
I'm
president
wrong,
who's
or
facing
let's just say they've got a
indictment
really
and
good
potential
jury
incarceration. Jeff Duncan
that
pointed
goes
that out
against
the other
Trump or
night,
whatever.
And now we're
You
looking
know,
at the very real possibility of
it's
that.
still not going to hurt him. So okay, you convict him. He goes like that, and he still runs for president. He never has to see any time. He pays his fines. You're not going to put a president in jail because America. You're just, you know, you're not going. You don't have the power
not in that jail.
to do it. It's not going to happen.
That jail is one of the most horrific.
This has
jails,
already been
in the country.
pre-decided, and it's almost like watching a train wreck in slow motion
people
for the
in
Democrats.
America, Donald Trump, He's facing
You know, and if you are a Trump
charges.
supporter, you should be here celebrating.
$20,000 and walk out.
You should be here
That
just
ain't
partying
justice.
your asses off,
I don't know
celebrating,
anybody
having a
facing,
blast. Because I'm not here to make
felony
Trump look bad
charges,
at all.
With that much money, that's gonna get an escort.
And you can
in
tell
and
that by the
escort out.
title. You know,
So
what doesn't
there
kill
is
him.
not a two-
That's
there is a two-tiered system of justice.
you show
and
me
it
how
benefits
where I
people
went
like
wrong
Donald
on
Trump.
that.
He keeps wanting to compare himself to Hillary Clinton and Hunter Biden.
You know, and I know how Republicans think, man. I know how they think when it comes to Donald Trump.
Everybody else facing the
You know,
system
most of his supporters don't see him ever possibly doing any wrong whatsoever. So all this does is make the government look bad. All this does is make Joe Biden look bad. And Joe Biden had nothing to do with this, but it's still going to reflect on him and his administration because he's the one sitting in the Oval Office right now, and all this is happening on his watch.
Did he actually get a bail bond?
So who does this make look bad?
He went to Vinny
Joe Biden.
or
This just
whatever. Just
completely works
like
out for
Pookie
Donald
and
Trump.
Soup he do in the neighborhood. He went to Vinny.
Every time I
and
cut
plucked
it and
out,
slice it
10%.
and try to dissect it,
that's what
it always
everybody
comes out with Trump on
Rudy
top.
Giuliani actually stopped by his bail's bondsman.
Second chance.
I
I mean, and for a guy who's
So
running
we've got
for
Tula, we've got
president,
Nick,
that could
we've
be
got
like the
Patrick
lucky
John
guy.
Welder, we've got Brian Munoz. We've also got over on the Rumble not telling hello, not telling. Yes, I'm getting ready to do that.
He's a billionaire.
Right, you should have.
Seymour Cannabis.
Hey, Randy.
Wow.
We are going to watch this live.
What
We're going to
struck
bring
me,
this in a
Ellie
little
was
bit
making the
bigger.
point
We'll
about the
make
conditions of his
my
bail,
camera a
which of
little
course
bit.
not intimidating the potential jurors, the DA in this case, but he's already towing the line. On his Truth Social, he's calling DA Fani Willis a lowlife, a radical leftist, talking about the violent crime that has, ravaged Atlanta and this region already. So a man who's not ever been known for self-control, Donald Trump, I think is really going to push the limits.
Hoot in hell. Lock him up.
Playing the game we always
Nick
do,
Brown.
get into his head. On the
Think the
one
right
hand,
will
I
push
worry
for the
that
same
he's
treatment to the left in the future if given the chance.
Hoot and howl, that doesn't even make any
He's
sense what you just said. Lock him up for what? For something he didn't do?
The other side, you see
Lock
him
him up for
spiraling
something
on
he's
his
not
social
guilty
media.
of?
You
What are
see
you, an
that
idiot?
there's, the statements and the length of them and the outrage.
What are you, a fucking Democrat? You think this is working against Trump?
What I don't think has been reached is any sort
I'm just kind of confused, that's all, about your statement, lock him up. What is this? What is this right here? COD? Why is it locked? I cannot move this. I don't know what this
Hoot in hell. Am I a Democrat? No. But the irony of this is hilarious to me.
Well, I mean, he's not going to get locked up, so the irony of you saying lock him up is fucking ironic.
Seymour Cannabis. NLRC cheers trendy as Dabberts at Nay's
I mean,
garbage cheers.
it's like you want him to be locked up, but it's not going to happen. So you say lock him up, so you look like a
lot
fool.
of the attorneys and their paychecks and who it is that Trump is bringing
lock
into
him
Hoot in hell.
when you can
That
catch
was
him.
Like
doing
Hillary
something.
didn't irony.
The new attorney that Trump added for the federal indictment in Washington, and it is certainly the case here with Stephen Sadow. That is the new attorney who
Hoot in
may
hell.
have been the
Went
first
over your
time
head, it's
Donald
fine.
Trump As he climbed those
fuck
steps
you, you're blocked.
to Trump's plane
Your
and
mom
in
went
there
over my
briefly
head,
before
too.
Trump then emerged, and they got in the motorcade
Suck my dick.
to head here to the
Fucking
Fulton County Jail
Biden
behind
ass
me.
licker.
And I've got CNN's Sarah Murray with me, and also Sarah Flack, who's a
Went
former
over my
prosecutor
fucking
in
head.
Fulton County, so perfect expertise for this. I mean, Sarah Murray, just knowing how Trump's legal orbit operates and how this works, I mean, as of a week ago, it wasn't clear to me that they were bringing on
Hey, Vicky
this name
Lynn.
particularly.
Hello,
They've been
dear
looking
Slayer.
for new
How's
Brian
it going,
Munoz.
I mean,
My man's gonna go there and pay bail and be out in 30 minutes, probably make a few friends there too. Seymour Cannabis. Watch it well be a Trump drive by the jail.
Essentially, that he has been involved in, but Drew Findling, who was his original attorney, was
Will be a
already
Trump
a
drive by
prominent
the
criminal
jail.
defense attorney who was used to celebrity clients. Now he has Stephen Sadow, another prominent criminal defense attorney who is no stranger to celebrity clients. You know, when you talk to people about the reputation of Stephen Sadow, and I've talked to a number of lawyers about him today, they say, look, if I were in trouble, he would be top of my list of lawyers that I would call. So we're not in a situation where Donald Trump is, hiring someone who just wants to perform on television or hiring someone who has questionable credentials. This is someone who's very well respected here in Atlanta.
and Sarah, I mean, you've been in the courtroom with Stephen Sadow. I mean, what's his reputation?
All right,
How do
I'm
you
gonna
know
heat.
him as?
Oh, absolutely.
Cyber, you ready?
He is notorious.
Yeah, I'm ready.
He handles high-profile cases only, usually really, really serious cases, murder, RICO, racketeering, a lot of federal cases in federal courts all over the state. And he's known as a trial lawyer. So most of the cases he has go to trial, and if not, he's also handling really huge appeals at our Georgia State Supreme Court.
He's represented TI Ray Lewis, Usher, I believe. I mean, he's represented high-profile clients. I mean, it's safe to say this is the highest-profile case that he has ever taken. And I should note behind us, Jake and Anderson, we can see
Nick Brown.
new cars arriving.
People are everywhere down there at the jail. Glad I'm not in that traffic.
Can you just
Oh, really? Is there a lot of people there?
What this is going to look like? What is Trump going to see when he walks in?
I would imagine.
That's where all my rumblers are. They're all in Georgia supporting Trump.
Most people go when
Where'd
they're
you
booked
guys
into
go?
the county jail. And it almost looks like a big DMV. There are chairs for different areas for processing. There's a place for mug shots. There's a place for fingerprinting. There's a place usually to fill out
Jeff Lund.
information or your
Good evening, Nay and Cyber.
I haven't seen you in forever, buddy. What's up, buddy?
Body searches. They probably will not be doing that for the former president. A lot of this has already been done. But rest assured, he's going to be in there having to go to these different stations to get his fingerprints and get his mugshot taken.
And what is he going to see as far as the conditions? I mean, the conditions of this jail, they've been under investigation by the Justice Department for how the people who actually have to stay here overnight are treated, overcrowding, violence, but also, I mean,
Dude, those
sheriff said the walls were crumbling,
overpasses
people
give me
were creating
fucking
shakes out
vertigo.
of the
Even if I just look at them from the ground, I feel like I'm gonna fall.
Oh, the former president will see
Hate that shit.
the true
Look at that.
conditions
Oh
of
my
that
God,
jail.
the thing's
And I
like
was there
4
last week,
levels
even
up.
going through to the elevator.
It's got to be
the
like
floor is
75
water.
feet up, dude. That
Water,
high
you're having
bridge
to
over those
tiptoe around, and I
other.
know
Oh,
that's
I
no
fucking hate that
different
shit.
back in the intake area. The intake area is just on the other side of the front entrance.
In
to
Texas,
the
they're
Fulton
really
County Jail.
high, dude.
You
They're
can see
super
the-
scary
the,
in Dallas.
walls,
All right, no Laurie going
the
to Cannabis.
ceiling
Cheers,
is
Cyber.
leaking.
Cheers,
There's a lot
Jeff,
of
Nick,
issues with the
Seymour,
leaking
Brian.
ceiling. I'm sure he'll see
Not
that when you
telling
walk
Deer
in. It
Slayer.
smells terrible.
For the
It's
Shellowitz
hot. A
back.
lot
For
of
the
those
Shellowitz.
cells in a lot of
Hello,
those
Vicky
areas in
Lynn.
the jail have
And,
no AC. So he will feel and see
everybody,
all
cheers.
of that, no doubt.
I do think
Cheers,
that's one of
bro.
the big
Cheers, everybody.
differences. I mean, this case is different in its sweep and its scope because of all the co-defendants, but also in the past, Donald Trump has been able to walk into court and walk out and not really get this sort of experience that you might see other criminal defendants get. And obviously, he's being spared some of that. He's not going to spend hours in there like a
Richard Brennan.
He's not going to spend
Cheers.
days in there, but he does have
Jeff
to go
Lund.
inside an
Trump
actual
sure
jail
doesn't come off like he's worried at all with these indictments. Cheers. Nick Brown.
And he shouldn't be worried.
Those bridges are really high. Freaks me out when I'm on them in the truck. I try not to look out the sides, lol.
He's got a legal team that told him, we've researched this, you're not going to do any jail time. You get convicted, you're not going to do any jail time. You can have as much fun with this as you want. You're not going to do any jail time. So he's like, okay.
I think for him it'll probably be somewhere between 20 to 30 minutes. I mean, typically that area there are other inmates being processed in. And the Fulton
Like a
County Jail,
fucking
there's
boss,
not a lot
like a
of other
mob
places
boss.
to do
People
booking.
love
It's
Tony
an
Soprano,
old
bro.
facility, so maybe they won't have
People
other inmates
love
sitting in there with
powerful
them like
men
normal, but
who
he will
have
be
full
in that
control
typical
over
area,
all of their
and
fucking,
he's going to have to go through.
all of
The Fulton
their,
County Jail is known for having very old
recourses.
processes. It's not updated,
You know, he can
and
do
there's really no way to hide
whatever
that
he
even
wants.
for
He's
the
got the
former
money,
president.
and
you
people
kinda
like
see
that. They
in
want to
some
be
of,
him.
like,
They
the
wish they were
blurriness
him.
of the mug shots that we've got.
You know?
So far, but I do think, in talking to sources here,
You
it
guys
does
are
seem
getting
like
enough
it's a
coverage.
mutual
You want it
feeling
louder,
that
you want it bigger.
Trump's
I don't mind
team
making
and
my
the
screen
sheriff's team
small.
wanna move the
Like
former
this.
president through
I have
there
no
as quickly
problem
as
doing
possible.
this.
They don't want this to be a process where he's lingering.
Yeah, and just to update, as we are watching
And
Trump
going
make
larger
his way over
with
here
the
to
screen.
the Fulton County Courthouse, Trump did indeed meet with his new attorney, Stephen Sadow.
Uh-huh.
That was who you saw
Right?
climbing
You
the
got
steps
nothing to worry about.
of
You're
his plane
fine.
to go and meet with him, to speak with him as they
He's
are
got nothing to
potentially
worry
meeting
about.
for the first time.
The only person who has
Trump was
anything
here.
to
Callum
worry
Johnston.
about is Joe Biden.
Hi, Nay, how is your day going?
Hey, Callum.
Got on that plane.
It's going good.
And just remarkable to see this scene playing
Is this
out.
the way you'd rather see the
that a
screen,
former
guys?
president is about
Do
to
you want,
walk
you
into
want the
this- to this
reporting
jail.
louder from CNN? I can turn that up.
I bet he likes
Hope you guys
the sort
don't
of
mind. It's
lights
CNN
and
covering it.
sirens
It's
and
just
the
live
full,
coverage. I
you
mean,
know,
we get to
motorcade
see
treatment
Trump's
that he's gotten
motorcade.
here. Obviously,
You know,
that's
it's
one of the
you
things
can
that
say that
I think has
CNN is
irritated
fake
him
news
in
all
some of
day,
his past
but they're bringing you Donald Trump
arrests that he
live.
didn't
So
get
I
that
mean,
full treatment, but I'm
you
sure
can
that
complain.
that
Let
is
me
going to
know
change.
in the chat
You know,
if
as
you hate
Sarah said,
CNN so
once he
much
walks
you
inside
can't
the
watch this.
jail and gets the full sort
Now,
of
I
sight
like it
and
because
sense
it's
and
usually
feeling
uninterrupted.
of what
They
this
cover
notorious
events like
Fulton
this
County jail is.
explicitly.
Like I said, there's no hiding the conditions of that
exclusively
place.
better
And it's
than just
probably
about
the
anyone
worst
else
jail
does.
in the country,
That's
maybe
why
even,
when it's a live event, I usually
Jeff Lund.
I don't know, the world.
It's all
at
good.
this point,
I'm watching.
because of the conditions.
Right, it does seem striking.
Oh, you're watching it on
and just
Newsmax?
The noise you heard behind us. I mean, there's a few dozen supporters of the.
I bet you that's a different spin. How's the air coverage and all that? They got a chopper covering it and shit
The Fulton County Jail all day. They've grown
on
in
Newsmax.
numbers. There is
God,
an
Newsmax
increased
is
amount of security
horrible.
behind us.
You know, they are a
cars just lined up
terrible
on the
agency.
drive here. That
But
drive
they
you can see
actually,
behind me, we actually
they
saw
called
an ally
Mike
of the
Lindell, the
former
My
president's
Pillow guy,
earlier
out on
emerged,
his
Marjorie
bullshit.
Taylor Greene,
And I was
with a
impressed.
coterie of security
Newsmax, the
around
guy
her
was like,
coming
no,
out
dude,
to
we're not going
speak
to have
the
you talk
supporters
about
here.
election bullshit.
Now you see it as
It's like, you've
lined
already
with
cost
law
Fox
enforcement
News
vehicles here as they're
$1 billion.
Trump's arrival
You're not going to do that
this
to
jail
us
as he
now.
comes in.
You know?
And when he gets into
Fucking
there,
nobody
he's not
wants
going to be
to
spending
tangle
the
with
night. He's not going to be
the
staying for
voting
long.
machine
But
companies.
He's also never been to
On
an actual
Rob
jail
Schmidt.
that we know of before
Oh,
in this
no,
kind of sense.
just
He's only gone to
highway?
a courthouse before to turn himself in.
Right. I think that,
So it's shitty
it would be
coverage.
hard
Yeah,
for
you
me
watch
to
it on
imagine
CNN with
even for
us.
someone like Donald
For a
Trump,
live
that
event
it
like
doesn't
this. You know, if
feel
you want to
like
watch
something
Trump's truck going down the
of a
road, I
wake-up
guess
call. I mean,
Newsmax
just
doesn't have
listening,
that.
Sarah, to you describe the conditions.
They're just
describe
standing
the
on
way
the
the
highway, like,
sentence,
waiting for him to pull
describe
up.
the way, even if you're not getting thrown in with the general population.
I
which,
was
of
just
course,
there
we don't
before the
expect
Olympics in the 80s.
Donald Trump
I
would
was
be,
just
you
there.
do get the
Oh, I
full
read that backwards.
this
I'm
is
so
a jail that's
dyslexic. I was there
overcrowded. This
just
is a jail
before the
that's under
Olympics in the
federal
early 80s. I
investigation.
was like, you're
This is a
just
jail
there in the
that,
80s when you got a
even
time
the
machine, bro?
sheriff has been
I was like,
essentially
dude,
begging
you're
for
like
additional
traveling
money
through
and
time.
additional help
You were just
because he
there. It was
knows
the
that they have an
80s, and now you're
overcrowding
just
issue,
here.
that they have safety issues.
No,
here.
I read it
He's
backwards.
also
Oh, my bad.
negotiated.
CNN
Trevor
is
was
not
reporting
watched.
earlier about
Sorry.
his bond. No, he's worked with a bond group to put down 10% of that $200,000
Wow.
bond.
So
One of the
I guess
highest
climate
bonds
change
we've
isn't
seen in this
real,
entire
and
case.
it's a Chinese
But
hoax.
also he's got
And
strict
I guess
restrictions coming along with that about what
you
he
should
can
inject
and
the
cannot
light
do.
into the
I mean,
body,
what
hit
do
the
they
body
do
with the light.
if he violates those?
You
I
know,
mean,
Trump
it's talking
says a
about
lot
not
of things that are
threatening witnesses
stupid.
and
It doesn't. You don't have to
co-defendants
take him
posting on social
literally.
media.
Just
No,
because
I
he
can
says
tell you,
CNN is fake news
Madam
doesn't mean
DA
you can't
Fani
watch
Willis has
CNN
an
every once in a
entire
while.
team that is
I watch
dedicated
Newsmax
to
every once in a while.
watching Donald Trump
Hey,
and
why
his
you gotta
team.
be a
And I can
news
tell you that
snob,
if
Shell?
he even remotely thinks about violating that bond,
Hilarious.
she will
It's like
file a very
the people that are
detailed
watching this
motion
didn't even
to
realize it
revoke
was
his bond.
CNN. I
There
started
will be a
telling them it was
full-blown
CNN, and they
hearing
started
at the
leaving
Fulton County
suddenly
courthouse,
because they got so
where he'll have
butthurt.
she'll have to
Well, watch
prove
as soon as I told them it was
he
CNN, it's
did,
literally on the
he would
screen.
be arrested
They literally
there
start,
until
oh,
he gets
it's
back to 911
CNN,
High
oh,
Street.
Donald Trump says CNN is fake news, and I believe every word Donald Trump says. Wow, do you really? He's just a human being, folks.
And Trump's team earlier this morning, and they were claiming that it was
And that
still
woman right there
unclear
on
whether or
screen,
not the
that's
mugshot was
probably
actually
Trump's
going to
worst
happen.
nightmare. I guarantee
That
you're never going to
seems
see
contradict what we've heard from the
a
sheriff
nice
who said he's
exchange
gonna be
between
treated
her
like
and
anyone
Donald
else. I mean,
Trump.
if he doesn't get a mugshot, would that make sense to you, or would that be completely out of any protocol?
You guys
No,
must
I
hate
would be
this shit.
completely shocked
That's
if
so
we didn't
funny.
see a mugshot. I
I'm
think
here to
we'll see a
support
mugshot
Trump, and
soon.
you just can't handle the
It's exactly
broadcast
what the sheriff
company.
said they
It's
were
so
going to
funny.
do. It's what they've done for every other defendant, and it's what they
But I
do
don't
for
like
every other
CNN.
defendant in Fulton County.
Did you
So I
like
think we
CNN
will
before
see a
Donald
mugshot
Trump
of
told
the
you they were
former
fake
president
news,
this
shall of it?
Yeah, it does seem like, in
Did
this
you
case,
like when
Sheriff
they
Bauer
covered
really sort of
what happened with the
set
World Trade
himself
Center?
up or boxed himself
You know, before
in,
Donald Trump was
let's say,
president of the United
because
States.
he was so prominently
You watch
out there
CNN for
saying,
like
we're gonna
coverage of the
Desert
Desert Shield War and the
that's not
war in
entirely true
in
when it comes to
Iraq
the
and
former
all that
president, but he
shit.
said we're going to have a mugshot ready
Oh,
for
you've
you.
always been
Of course, there
anti-CNN.
is his motorcade they are turning in on. I
CNN
believe
is
that
typically
Jefferson
anti-Trump.
Street.
Oh
Arriving here,
no,
you can see the barbed wire on the
CNN is
fence
totally
in the background.
anti-Trump. I mean, that's just a fact. They are
larger of a
completely
motorcade
anti-Trump.
than what we've seen in some of his
But at the same time,
previous
they have a.
times that
It's
he's
hilarious
come
to watch them
Surrey
try
and
to
turn himself in
thread
for an
that needle
indictment.
of bringing you
large. And
accurate
look, there's a
news,
decent
while they,
sized
out of the
crowd
other side of their
out here.
mouth,
I
they
think
talk so
I
much shit about Donald
first
Trump,
got here
which is,
around
99% opinion and 1% news. Like right now, while we're watching all this footage, which is the 1% news, we're getting the 99% opinion in the background that I'm not even
I think that
listening
they
to.
didn't want this causing.
But they have
I mean,
really
they didn't want
good-
him sitting
really
in
good
traffic. Obviously,
access.
they wanted these escorts,
CNN's
but they
got
also
great
didn't want to
access.
have any problems along the way when they arrived.
CNN was good at the beginning of the war.
District attorney, I mean, you worked alongside her. What is she doing?
Well, I just think you're going to get a
as
lot more
all of
in-depth
this-
coverage from CNN than almost any other
seems controlled chaos,
news
I guess, is the
agency. I
phrase
think
we
they've
would
got
use
more
right now. I
people
mean,
around
what
the world,
is she just
and
going
they've
about
just got
business
more
as
money
usual? What does that
invested
look
in
like
bringing
for
you the
I
news.
imagine she's she's in her office. I know she's got a separate.
You know, and for me,
unit
it's a good thing
wing
because
there
I
at the
like
DA's
I
office.
like a nice
aside from the normal other
professional
prosecutors
presentation
in
of
that
my
office.
news.
So I imagine she's there with her team.
Now all day I sit and
monitoring
scream
what's
at
going on,
CNN. Don't
probably
get me wrong,
speaking
I
with
disagree
Sheriff
with
Labatt
a
to
lot
make
of what
sure
they
that
say.
everybody is turned in.
But at the same time, when it comes to stuff like this, man, how are you going to deny it? You know, you're right there. You're in the motorcade right
to
now.
make sure the paperwork goes through and bonding. He will have a booking ID number tonight, so making sure all those things are
Shell, you're
connected in
watching
the
this
clerk's
for me?
office, dealing with logistics.
Shell, I'm going to do a dab just for you. Just for
There
that.
you can see the motorcade entering the
And I
grounds.
want you to know something, Shell.
Of course, we are waiting
This
for
is
him
gonna
to
hurt.
actually run. And I should note,
It's going to hurt me
as we're
more than it
covering
hurts you.
this,
I'm going to do a nice
it
pat
is
dab
remarkable
for
to
you.
watch this
Thank you. I
motorcade,
really
to watch his
appreciate
plane
that.
land, to watch him turn, make his way here. I mean, Trump himself has been not downplaying this. I mean, he has certainly seen how he uses these exact moments to his political advantage, Sarah? I mean, you covered him when he was in the White House as well. And he was posting today, what time he expected to be here, 7:30.
Patrick John Welder. They just sealed him his presidency. What a bunch of morons, LOL.
Well, they've definitely. I wouldn't go that far, but I would definitely say this is helping massively. It's not helping.
Cannabis heals. This is such a circus.
The sort of value of a mugshot in this case, right? It's treating Donald Trump if he does get one the same as any other defendant, but you're also giving him a photo that there's no doubt that he's going to use on promotional material, he's going to use on fundraising material. I believe he made a fake mugshot in the past and used for fundraising purposes. And I think that, that's one of the things that's gone into consideration in his previous 3 arrests, where he has not had a mugshot, is do we really need to do this when we're talking about a former president of the United States? We know what he looks like.
He is certainly the highest profile person this week.
Why can't I let him out?
It's not just Trump who has gone through this exact process without a motorcade, without a private plane bringing them in. I mean, Mark Meadows came in just earlier and had his mugshot yesterday. Or today we saw Rudy Giuliani coming in yesterday, getting his mugshot.
He's an outside
the parade of people and former top officials in the U.S. government that have come
through.
He's
going to bother me until I let him out.
In the last few days is remarkable in and of itself.
Oh, absolutely. It's unprecedented. It's nothing like I think any jail has ever seen, and certainly I know
Tula Tetro. I feel like I'm watching a joke and to focus on what's really happening, like China forcing people to face ID in order to buy ossaries.
Interesting to see what happens inside that jail, because again,
that's some of the smallest fucking offense going on in China right now. Trust me.
I mean, there's no need to listen to what CNN is saying. Their video footage is going to be great.
Dave Fishing. This is amazing. Tula Tetro. Yep, cyber.
There, I covered up the CNN logo and I turned off the audio. Come on back, Rumblers. Shell, go get all your friends back in here. I mean, Shell was the only one with the balls to say she had a problem with CNN, and she's the only one that said she'd stay and watch. Come on, folks. Come on back in. CNN's not gonna bite you in your ballsack. I promise you. You're gonna be okay for watching a little footage. Okay, I just want to see Trump go in and get his thing done and come out and talk about it. That's all. I don't need to hear the disinformation that CNN is putting out there. And yeah, they are. I guarantee you, it's all opinion about, we wouldn't, this is one thing we heard before, we wouldn't be here today if Donald Trump hadn't tried to steal power back away from the American people. And, what I saw Donald Trump do, except for, some of the shit that I perceived from January
I think while
6th,
we are distracted watching this, Biden is hiding more classified documents under his Corvette. Cannabis heals.
Possible.
This is like Hannibal Lecter going to jail, LOL.
Every single possible. It's not like Hannibal Lecter going to jail. It's the fucking former president of the United States. I've seen every single possible legal channel pursued by Donald Trump and his team. They did everything within their power legally to try to turn this election in their favor. What the words that Donald Trump said on January 6th, that's something that we should talk about on a whole other show. And we can go at it word for word. And I can tell you, you guys say there was no call to action. Does anybody want to refute that? Say, nay, there was no call to action. Go ahead. Someone say it in the chat. We can discuss this for 3 seconds. Somebody say, nay, there was, on January 6th, when Donald Trump was saying he was going to march down to the Capitol, he never gave the crowd a call to action. Tell me that in the chat, if you think that's true. But may need a smoke break. I need coffee. You need a smoke break? Okay, hold on, Shell. Let me go get my kafef. Or, you know what? Let me get some tea. I think I'd rather have some tea. Maybe some watermelon would be nice.
I mean, typically they would not clear the streets of Atlanta to have his motorcade, to have a defendant's motorcade come through. I mean, this does look unusual than what you would typically see for a defendant.
You're right. I mean, the street.
I can't believe that not a single person.
Cannabis Heals. Did he not say peaceful march in his speech?
No, he said, we will all peacefully march down to the Capitol. He did say that. But this is, you're not answering my question. Are you going to tell
Dave
me...
Fishing. I'm watching CNN 2 almost no lag.
During Donald Trump's January 6th speech to the people that were near the Capitol, there was no call to action by Donald Trump. And not a single person said no, nay, there was no call to action. So I guess you guys know. So if there was a call to action, then he might be in some trouble when they do the January 6th thing. You know, he might have to be convicted of that. But I don't know if he could go to jail for it. What he would be convicted of could be, you know, incitement, could be dereliction. I don't know what they're going to charge. He may have already been charged. I don't know what the charges are. I can't remember. Oh yeah, there was a conspiracy to defraud the election, right? I remember now. There were a few things. But some of the things I thought he was actually that were provable, like some of the things he said on video, they didn't charge him with. So I don't think he was charged with inciting a riot. I don't think he was charged with leading
Cannabis
an
Heals.
insurrection or anything like that.
Call to action to do what peacefully march?
No. Cannabis Heals. Call to action that said you're going to, and I quote, stop the steal, end quote. We're going to march peacefully down to the Capitol, and we are going to, quote, stop the steal, end quote. That's a call to action. And it was repeated over and over and over again by all of the said conspirators. They all said, we're going to stop the steal. We have to stop the steal. We have to stop the steal. That became their call to action. And that, any good lawyer would be able to prove in court.
Cannabis Heals.
Now, whether they go with that, I don't think
Okay, you're right. Stop the steal.
I think it went right over their heads, and I don't think they're gonna catch it. So that's fine. You know, Donald Trump walks. Oh well, not my fault. It's not my fucking case.
About this case, and I'd love to get our lawyers here to
Let me
weigh
go get my
in.
drink. I'll be right back.
As we understand that Mr. Trump is using the services of Charles Shaw of Foster Bail Bonds LLC to put up the $200,000. Is that normal, Michael Moore, former U.S. Attorney for Central Georgia? Is that normal for a wealthy defendant to use a bail bondsman?
No, it's not. There's nothing normal about that at all. I mean, and really because you're paying a bail bondsman a fee.
Dave Fishing.
Just to sign your
He
bail.
could probably still go to
typically
prison and win a
somebody will
nomination.
Put up their own cash, especially somebody who's wealthy. They'll make a deposit.
And it's only 10% that you have to put up, right? $20,000?
They'll get the money back.
That's got to be like in his sofa change for Donald Trump.
So this is
or in the change of his giant plane that he
right. It costs
exactly.
more than that to come out. So it is unusual to see that. Some people put up a property bond if they live in the state or in the county where the jail is. But here, this is to have him use a bail bondsman is different.
Why would he do such a thing?
You know, I feel like I'm watching really a campaign trip as opposed to a court trip.
Right.
Dave Fishing.
And so everything
Switching
from
the
number
fruit
of
up.
the cars in the Secret Service detail to
Listen to this
sort of the
reporting from
fascination
CNN.
with the plane coming in and the big production. And I'm not sure that it doesn't play into
Dave
the narrative
Fishing.
of me as the victim.
This
and
is
I'm being
only good for
victimized, so
Trump.
I'm doing this.
It's only good for
that's the only
Trump.
thing
And
I
listen, even the lawyer on TV right now is agreeing with all of us.
That
That
put
this
you
looks
on
like
our
a big
political
campaign
panel.
parade.
It's not a bad
You
idea.
just nailed it.
Like you remember at the back of the shirts for the Bad News Bears, they were sponsored by a bail bondsman. I agree that was the sponsor.
I mean, maybe he just didn't want to hand over his own money.
Dave
to,
Fishing.
$20,000?
Free campaign
But you're
publicity.
paying
There are smaller
$2,000 fee
things
for
that
your
John Milton would throw a fit
sometimes
over,
you
for
pay more
sure.
than that. Sometimes you pay 10% of the bond amount. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
a
a
lot.
hefty fee.
But even to your point about, God, getting off the plane and seeing the press running from one part to the motorcade. I mean, that's stuff that you really only see when it is the actual president. It's just not typical for a former president to have that kind of arrangement of a press pool and all of that.
By the way, when
part of the theatrics of it.
When he came down from the plane and he said something to the cameras we couldn't hear, he said, "Thank you very much," to the press pool.
He's used to coming off that plane and having people at the airport on the sidelines cheering for him and waving for him. That was typical when Trump was president. That's typical for most presidents when they land somewhere. It didn't happen today because there was really no one there except for the media. But Trump...
That was her little talking point to shame Trump right there. That's a Trump-shaming talking point. It's all opinion, and according to her, no one greeted Trump and waved at him and made a big deal about it, and that's bullshit. I guarantee you there were some people there who were happy to see Donald Trump.
Alone. He's doing it with the significant assistance of Fulton County authorities and, of course, the Secret Service. Now, they approach protecting him. They decide, they make their decisions about how he's going to be protected based on a threat assessment. And there may be threats that they're concerned about that we're not aware of. But I have to tell you, you don't see motorcades with parades of motorcycles this long when the President of the United States drives through Washington, D.C. This is really, I mean, if I lived in Atlanta, I'd have some questions for...
What do you mean, just because of the public expense? Because all this entourage...
No, saying stop the steal isn't peaceful. Not telling. In your twisted little Trump-loving mind, not telling, you hear stop the steal is a peaceful call to action. I hear when you tell someone you're going to
Cannabis heals. And Biden got booze yesterday.
I'm telling you that we together are going to stop the legal proceedings and procedures of the United States government. That automatically smacks of violence. But you don't see that because you love Donald Trump so much. Not telling. You know, open your eyes and quit being so, don't be so freaking indoctrinated, you know, by
all this is not necessary.
It's hard to imagine how this is necessary. I don't know what their threat assessment is, and that's the work that they do, but this appears to be
when they were saying, hang Mike Pence, where was Donald Trump?
Security matter, does it make more sense to have a smaller footprint and just have a car or two drive to the jail as opposed to a big motorcade?
It certainly can, right? Depends on the environment. Like, let's think about this as compared to Miami. Where Miami, we didn't even see barricades in front of the courthouse, right? He was able to pull right up. Of course, he drove into the building, similar to the way that he's doing here. New York City didn't shut down the perimeter around the courthouse where he was arraigned. So there are other ways to do it, clearly, other than shutting down the entire city, closing the highway, and using 50 motorcycles.
They've made a big deal about the mugshot and the negotiation over the mugshot. It might have been a more interesting deal to say, we'll negotiate over when you turn yourself in. You know, like 3 a.m. is a lot more secure than coming in at 7.
Anything that they make a deal, any single thing that they make a deal about whatsoever, anything at all, is going to be completely used against them by Donald Trump to try to win the election. It's
no, my understanding is he was given the ability to fill out some paperwork ahead of time, including his weight.
And he he filled out Donald Trump.
I was not there, but
it's a self-reporting.
But it's a self-reporting. Yeah.
So he's lost 25 pounds since he was president, is what we're understanding. Because he was, I believe, Dr. Ronnie Jackson said that he weighed something like 242 for his official physical, which people at the time were skeptical of that number.
It says here, we're looking at the document.
White male.
6'3", 215 pounds, hair, blonde or strawberry, eyes blue.
Did he fill that out as too, blonde or strawberry?
He's in great shape.
I think all of this was.
How does strawberry end up in a booking sheet?
That's a good question. Not something I would.
Strawberry blonde.
I've never seen strawberry as an option on any form. Not that I would be looking for it anyway, but it certainly is an unusual. So yes, white male, 6'3", 215 pounds, blonde or strawberry with blue eyes, and then of course, of much more importance, the charges. Violation of the Georgia Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations, or RICO Act,
and on and on
Fake
and on.
slapper. Come on,
13
fake
charges,
slapper.
is it? He and Rudy Giuliani
Guys
tied
like
for
that,
most
come up with a name like that.
charges.
It's like
Is this
Trump, fake slapper.
Michael Moore,
What?
a former U.S. attorney for Georgia? Does that look familiar to you? Is that?
Yeah, this looks like the screenshot you would see outlining the charges, and it identifies the bond that's assigned to each one. So, as opposed to giving a mass bond to cover the entire indictment, they broke it down to a certain amount per charge, and that would be normal.
Is it normal to self-report your height and weight? Is that also something?
Well, again, I mean, I think this is probably different, and he's being treated different. Had he gone in as a regular inmate or defendant to be turned in, they would have done a processing. They typically would weigh, do a pat down, those kinds of things. This looks like
So, Andy McCabe, let's go through some of the charges here because I'm wondering which ones you think are the most important, most significant. The first one, obviously, violation of the Georgia RICO Act. That is alleging that he was part of a grand conspiracy to steal the state of Georgia in the Electoral College. Yes,
that's correct. That's correct. So that is by far the most significant charge he's facing. He is he will, I'm sure, at trial be portrayed as the head of a racketeering enterprise that engaged in this conspiracy to steal the election. And then you can see the remainder of the charges. These are essentially all of the elements that go into what that enterprise is alleged to have committed in the lead up to and in the aftermath of the election.
And what's the next one there?
So the next one is solicitation of violation of oath by public officer.
That is trying to get somebody who is a public official to violate their oath to the state, or to break the law, to violate their oath to the state or federal constitution.
Was no steal.
So that could have been
They lost big
state
league.
legislators, it could have been fake electors, it could have been leaning on Secretary of State Raffensperger in Georgia, etc.
That's right. That's right. The next one is conspiracy to commit impersonating a public officer.
I'm not going to argue.
So that would be the fake elector.
The fake elector scheme.
Constitutional provisions.
Conspiracy to commit forgery in the first degree. That would likely also be part of the fake elector scheme. The signing of documents and sending those documents to the National Archives. You have conspiracy to commit false statements and writings.
Just all the documents and saying in which he was claiming voter fraud that did not exist, including swearing in notarized documents or sworn testimony about these things that he had been told by
Section
lawyers
3,
and his
Clause
lawyers
7 specifies that only a president impeached by the House and convicted by the Senate is further subject to indictment, trial, judgment, and punishment by law.
To the Georgia State Senate and making false statements in that testimony, like the
even though he wasn't sworn in, it was still an official proceeding.
Correct. So commit filing false documents. Oh, I'm sorry, false statements and writings. Conspiracy to commit false statements.
Dave Fishing.
And Donald Trump's record.
Where's the mugshot?
It now says that he has been released on bond. We should just note, as part of this process, thanks to the bail bondsman, Foster Bail Bonds LLC, and Charles Shaw, who put the $20,000 up, 10% of the $200,000 bond.
I guess, but for their intervention, he'd be staying the night.
Well, I'm guessing that he would have $20,000, or any member of his very wealthy family would have $20,000.
He'd probably be able to.
It's still a mystery as to why he did this, but okay.
I should say, too, that we've heard from some of the other experiences, people like John Eastman and others who surrendered earlier in the week, that it was typically taking those folks about an hour and a half inside.
Is that right?
It sounds like the process he went through was greatly truncated or facilitated in different ways.
Which is also, by the way, in the interest of Fulton County
Cannabis
Jail. They
yields.
don't want
Eat
that
t-shirt.
security situation going on for a very long time.
That's
right. What any other charges you want to go through?
So we have solicitation of false, violation of oath by public officer. That's the same one that we had at the top of the list. False statements and writings. That's another repeat. We have solicitation of violation of oath by public officer, and these are just repeats.
Basically, yes, it's the same thing, different people.
Same stuff, different people.
Yeah, I mean it's quite a list to behold when you look at all the indictments, the counts that he has been charged with.
Yeah, and I mean it reflects the theory of the case from Fani Willis that Trump is at the center of all of this, all of it. From actually one of the dates listed for the offense of the RICO charge is the day after the election. And that day after the election could have been literally election night, when at 1 or 2 in the morning he comes out and makes a false statement that he basically won the election.
And that
launches this whole conspiracy. So it is the reason there are so many counts, the reason that there's so many aspects of this that Trump is involved in is because the whole point of this case is that he was at the heart of it, that he directed it, that people did it on his behalf, and that he knew that a lot of this was based on lies.
And now this will end with an actual mugshot. The sheriff of Fulton County has confirmed that there was a mugshot taken of Donald Trump, and I expect that they will, as with all the other mugshots of the former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. And
it means that he shouldn't be indicted unless he was impeached by the House and convicted by the Senate. He should have presidential immunity.
Yeah,
Yes.
it'll be released.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying it'll be released to the media without a doubt.
And that is a political gift to Donald Trump from his perspective and the perspective of the people around him. It is, if for any usual civilian, average human being, even most politicians, having a mugshot is an albatross around somebody's neck. And for him, his daughter-in-law, Lara Trump, has already been...
What? She's an idiot. Let me ask you guys a question. Who can name any of the photographs that hang up behind Joe Rogan from his old studio when he used to do podcasts? Who's the first person who could tell me what used to hang up on the wall behind Joe Rogan before he moved to Texas, when he was in his California studio? Who's the first person out there who could tell me what did Joe Rogan have hanging on the walls behind him when he did podcasts? Anybody?
Cannabis Healds. Hendrix was one.
Hendrix what?
Nick Brown. Mugshot?
Yes, Nick. Mugshots. Exactly. They were all mugshots of people. And you want to know why? Because those people, those mugshots help them gain notoriety. And those mugshots are valuable. And people love those mugshots of Jimi Hendrix and you know, whoever else was. It was Rosa Parks, right? And he had the mugshot of
Nick Brown.
Elvis, was it?
Bingo.
He had a few mugshots. And, you know, that was respect. That somebody had gone that far, that they had pushed back against society, broke the rules, and went to jail or prison for it, or got a mugshot. Didn't matter. Those mugshots are held in high regard. And for this woman on CNN, this is spin NN, obviously. For her to say a mugshot is an albatross around, hey, I got mugshots, guys. I got mugshots. I got mugshots. I got mugshots. It happens. Mugshots happen.
Deep annoyances because they're not as easy for him to see a way out of. And Trump's entire political career, really from the beginning, seems to always be about
Patrick John Welder
trying to keep the office of the presidency as a way
the only
of
thing they
protecting
wanted was a
himself
mugshot.
from consequences.
Cannabis
like this.
Healds.
And that is not available.
I got a couple.
You know, I think that's absolutely right. And despite the
mugshot does nothing for the Democrats. It only helps Donald Trump.
Shot on a personal level, he is riding in one of the Suburbans right now, and he has for the first time in his life been inside a real jail.
Who cares?
I've lost many people.
My
through
God,
that
let's turn this off. Dude, nobody cares. He's for the first time in his life been inside a real jail. How do you know that? I mean, maybe he's gone there like to bail his son out. Maybe one of his hookers, you know, needed to get bailed out or something, and he went to the jail when he was younger or whatever. You don't know. You didn't live Donald Trump's life, motherfucker. So this is all just supposition and hype and bullshit, and this is all CNN can offer you. Is this stupid opinion that when you listen to it, you're like, wow, you guys are just trying to spin shit in your own so that you can sleep tonight. And what all that ends up doing is taking away all of your credibility.
Billy Bong Thornton.
Let's see if there's any more
The
credibility.
media is soaking every minute up
Seems
LOL.
like it's the full.
It is. It very much resembles a presidential motorcade for someone who's a former president. And
it resembles a presidential
Dave
motorcade.
Fishing.
It's hilarious.
Watching him drive back to the airport
and it looks like a
LMAO.
presidential motorcade. It looks official and it looks awesome. And all of Trump's supporters are cheering him right now. And CNN is making that happen with their stupid spin.
lead, the follow-up car. You've got a counter-assault team because it's a high-profile move, and it's being televised live, which means the location is...
Coming from where I come from as one of the most vocal anti-Trump people on the internet of all time. It's me. Just about no one is as bad as me when it comes to talking shit about Donald Trump. And to see this all happening and to understand that, you know, you're barking up the wrong tree. You're wasting your fucking time. And all that's going to end up happening is when you bark up that wrong tree, Donald Trump's going to be up there on the top of that tree pissing down on your fucking heads. That's all you're getting. It's frustrating for me. It is. I'll be completely honest with you. And at the same time, you know, I've lowered my dislike for Donald Trump somewhat over
Billy
the
Bong
last couple of
Thornton.
weeks.
Is this going to be like a booking process and then he's out in 1 hour, lol?
Everybody knows how much
Dave Fishing. Cameras in the cars, lol.
Everybody knows how much I hate Donald Trump. Joe Biden. Everybody knows how much I hate Joe Biden. That's not a secret either. So when I watch this, I'm kind of like, oh, puffy chest Biden fucking falling upstairs 3 times in a row. You fucking idiot. You shouldn't even be a fucking president. If you were a good leader, you would have taken yourself out of the running a long time ago. And you would have realized that you're not fit for this fucking job. You fucking demented fucking delusional fucking babbling fucking creek of fucking mayhem and nonsense. Joe Biden. But that's just how I feel about Biden, you know, and you know, so for me, this is a little vindicating, man. And I know that Biden is fucking sweating in the basement right now, watching this. He's fucking.
What amounts in this case to
scared.
By November of this year, 2023.
He's like, why is CNN showing their fucking motorcade all presidential? Why are they doing that? Why is CNN covering Trump and giving him all this coverage? I guarantee you Biden's going crazy right now saying that shit. He's probably like, get someone on the phone over there and pull that shit off.
Them.
And CNN's like,
in late October,
dude, it's Trump.
2023.
Trump
the
gets us
problem,
the most views,
though, is
and you don't.
She cannot
man.
force people.
You don't even do fucking rallies. You don't even fucking do interviews. Fucking sit down, Biden. Shut the fuck up.
Billy Bong Thornton. I heard somebody call Biden spaghetti brains the other day. Ha ha ha.
Lead us to a situation where we're going to have at least 2 separate trials, maybe more. And the tactical advantage there is for the later trials, because you get to see the government's whole case. You get to see their witnesses take the stand. You get to see cross-examination.
I have to put this watermelon back in the fridge to respect the watermelon.
It's a very important move by Kenneth Cheesebro. It's going to affect how this all plays out.
And Donald Trump's lawyers came in right behind that saying, if this motion is granted, we want a severance.
They want to separate.
Exactly.
But what's the advantage for Cheesebro?
They said if any other defendants ask for the same, they want to be separated from them as well.
It's a good question about what's the tactical advantage for Kenneth Cheesebro. It could be a couple things. It could be he's hoping maybe that the DA is not fully ready to try this case. Candidly, when I was a prosecutor, we used to worry about this. Boy, what if someone really demands their speedy trial? We're not necessarily ready. I would guess that she is ready, and maybe he just wants a speedy trial. I mean, the reason we have speedy trial protections in our Constitution is because people aren't supposed to have cases lingering over them.
Do you guys want the audio on from this or off? Let me know in the chat. Real jail. You know, I just want to say, this spin is on full spin cycle right now, and this is just.
I think this is a precursor to what we're going to see.
This is just keeping Trump's name in their mouths, and people gonna support Donald Trump even more now. He's gonna get even more support.
They're going to lose their careers. I mean, this is a horrible situation. And every American.
You guys want the audio on or off on the news? Let me know, you guys. I'm trying to talk to you. There's 40 of you.
Billy Bong Thornton.
40.
Audio on is good.
45 guys. 45 viewers, y'all. Audio's good? Okay. Thank you for the 45 views, everybody. Wow. Please, while you're here, please hit follow on the Rumble channel. While you're here on the YouTubes and all that, make sure you're subscribed to those channels too, please. Give me thumbs ups with all these numbers. And also, please go to my main channel on YouTube, at Nays Garden. It's 25,000 subscribers, and let's get that to 25,420 subscribers. It's at 25,300 the last time I checked. So while I got you here, if you guys would consider that, I greatly appreciate it whenever you have time.
Whose lives were destroyed by these lies. These lies had
It's Van Jones.
Bombs being dropped on ordinary people. Just election workers and ordinary people who are trying to do their job, who are trying to do their duty, who are being real patriots. And all of a sudden, the President of the United States starts saying these people are liars. Rudy Giuliani, one of the most famous people in the world, starts calling these people crack dealers and everything you can possibly imagine.
This is all
They'll
true,
never
guys.
get that sense of safety back. they'll never get that sense of
That is true. What Van
belonging.
Jones just said, I have to agree with.
A prosecutor stood up for those people
true.
and said, you can't do that. And that's and today, innocent. And by the way, this is a stable system working appropriately. You don't see riots. You don't see troops in the streets. You don't see mass demonstrations like you would in other countries. This is a stable system working appropriately when people in office abuse their power and other branches stand up and say there are lines that should not be crossed. So there's some vindication.
Ivanka,
we shouldn't get too used
while
to
watching
it.
traffic is very compelling.
Working, and I'm proud of it.
And well, I think that's very well said, Van. The only word of caution is, I think, is for many people.
It is for my 45 viewers right now.
Process.
So, Trump sells tickets, bro. What can I say?
Different cases, and I think nobody can really take to the bank that we may know that whether the former president and the GOP frontrunner is in fact a convicted felon when they have to cast their votes in the election.
Although if there is a speedy trial for Ken Chesebro, it is going to be interesting to see this. I don't know, would cameras be in the courtroom for that?
Yes, and that's really important because
actually hear what the state's case is against essentially
Rebecca
against Chesebro, but essentially
Kayne's found you on here.
Exactly. All of this evidence will come out. It will be public. We will be able to see it. And by the way,
sorry, this is the inmate number for the former president of the United States. I don't know, is that a 0 or P011358809? Former president of the United States has an inmate number, and it's P011358009.
And I think it's a good reminder of what Van was saying. I think it's worth pausing here now that we've been through 4 of these arraignments, indictments, that our system has held up. There were questions. People would say, well, should we be trying a former president in a civilian criminal court? Can we sustain that? And now we've been through this 4 times. We were nervous. I remember the first indictment here in Manhattan. Is there going to be a January 6th-like incident? Is there going to be a lone wolf? There's a long way to go, but I think it's a good testament to our criminal justice system, to the people who protect it, the people who work in jails, prisons, and courthouses, that we've done this now 4 times, and it's gone the way it should.
We also have to remember there's going to be a defense here, and the defense, is as you see people ask to be separated and severed. The defense had planned to be a unified defense, which starts off with 1, we were receiving in the campaign numerous reports of suspicious activity, fraud, and so on. 2, we didn't have the resources of the FBI or a large agency to investigate it, so, we got people to look at it, we got all these reports in, we had all these suspicions. 3, we took this evidence, which wasn't fully baked, but it's what we had at the time, and to try and slow down the process, we went to courts, and dozens of them refused to hear us, either on the evidence, but mostly on standing. Then we went to legislative bodies. So their overarching argument is going to be, it doesn't matter if we won or lost. It doesn't matter if we were right or wrong. It doesn't even matter if we lied in a press conference. When it came to using the system, we went to the courts, we went to the legislative bodies, and
minutes and seconds into
we
the
believe
show.
we did it by the book. Now, you have a special prosecutor in Washington and a district attorney in Fulton County
Rebecca,
to say
cheers.
there were things
Ivan,
that weren't true,
cheers.
they knew they weren't
Billy
true. This
Bond,
was actually a
cheers.
calculated
Cells
fraud,
free,
actually a
cheers.
racketeering
Shelovit,
exercise.
cheers. Lady Red,
I've been
42
involved in
cheers.
a million investigations as a reporter,
same
and
guy
as
who
an
said,
investigator
okay,
and an
dear
analyst
Sarah, cheers.
in police
Hold up,
departments
Pokey
in the
Dogs, who's singing in the background? It's me
you
singing.
never really
I'm sorry, I'll
know
stop.
the
I'm
full
sorry, I'll
story
stop
till you
singing.
hear it all in
I was
court
because we're
from
doing a
both
dab.
sides,
I was
put
doing
all
a
the
dab.
evidence out on the table.
It's
Even if
me.
you think
Nick
it's
Brown.
It's the guy doing a dab right
Cheers,
here.
guys.
I'm sorry, I pissed you off.
The 2 things can be true at the same time. There are things that are unconventional.
Cyber cheers.
But they're not unlawful.
Cheers, bro.
All
Cheers,
right,
everybody.
cheers, everybody. No, Lauren.
Now,
Garden
it's
Cannabis, cheers.
unconventional for a candidate to take it as far as he did, to play out all these extra innings. The Constitution allows for all these extra innings past the vote with the Electoral College and the state legislatures and all this sort of stuff. It's unconventional for somebody to just keep fighting. You're not supposed
Billy
to.
Bong Thornton.
100 years, you just.
Cheers.
That's not unlawful. It's not unlawful to play in the extra innings. It's unlawful to cheat in the extra innings, and that's what he did.
So I was just gonna. The question here, I think, as we watch this play out, is what impact is it going to have politically on the primary? Because we're unlikely to see a trial before that.
I love what you've done with your mom's basement.
But is it going to have any impact further than tonight and tomorrow? Is it going to play it? Or voters going to rethink? Primary voters going to rethink their vote when they go to the caucuses in Iowa, when they go to the polls in New Hampshire, when they vote in South Carolina? I mean, that's to be determined yet. And But he's still got a long way to go here. Fannie Williams and others have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he did all these things. So the question becomes, what political impact does this have? Does it have if Trump gets if he gets convicted after the convention, what happens? There's so many different iterations. Or if he's going to the convention, does somebody mount a floor fight and challenge him on the floor of the convention like Ted Cruz is going to do in 2016 and say, we're going to wrest this away from me? We don't think.
There's nothing that Donald Trump is charged with right now that he can be convicted of and sent to prison for. There is nothing that Donald Trump has been charged with right now that he can be convicted of and not allow him to run for president of the United States. Donald Trump can then become president of the United States, and he can reverse all of this shit. He can make it all go away.
On his plane at the airport, if you remember one of the last, I can't remember which one it was, he did speak briefly. We're not going to carry that live. We will listen to it. Anything that's newsworthy that he says, we'll bring that to you.
Well, and keep in mind, to this point, the former president's poll numbers have only gone up with his indictments, at least as far as the primary goes. Now, I think the big open question, Georgia's unique because there would likely be cameras in the courtroom. So the public could see the case play out and actually know what the facts are, what the arguments are. That's likely not the case in any of the two DOJ investigations. So I think the idea of public sentiment majorly changing primarily hinges around this Georgia case. But we don't know the timing on it, and again, it could be after a convention.
I think this continues to make the political math even tougher, right? The political math in the general, right? I hate to keep picking on the guy because I've done it for a while now, but this creates another Herschel Walker moment, right? Where you create this primary candidate that is an impossible win in the general. There's not a single person that was with Donald Trump in 2016, turned their nose up to him in 2020, walked away from him, that's looking at this video of the fourth indictment, 91 total indictments, and saying, you know what? I was wrong about that guy. I'm going to come back into the fold and I'm going to vote for him. I'm going to write him a check and support him. And the guy that's winning today is Joe Biden. He's probably on the beach out west or somewhere out west.
He says Joe Biden's winning right now, and my take is that Joe Biden's losing right now. I want to hear from every single person in my chat.
How is Joe Biden winning LMAO?
I know. If you think that Donald Trump is winning, give me a number one. If you think number two, Mr. Poop president right now, the guy who's in the Oval Office is winning, give me two. Can I get a one or a two? Two for Biden, one for Trump. Two for Biden, one for Trump. Two for Biden, one for Trump. How many ones can I get? How many twos can I get? Go. Who's winning? This is the CNN narrative.
One.
So don't think that I subscribe to it.
Nick Brown.
I don't.
One.
I call it out.
Billy Bong Thornton.
I expose it.
One. Cannabis Heals. One.
It's still a great place for video footage, live video footage like this. When he's going right to the airport, he's about to pull into the airport. He's going to be getting on a plane in like 10 minutes. There it is right there. Terminals. Did I call it or did I call it? Do you see? Live reporting with Nay from Nay's Garden. Donald Trump is now entering the airport. You heard
How long was he even in GA hours?
You guys like my reporting? With supplemental video supplied by SpinNN, Spinonomics, the Spinonomics channel. How long was he even in Georgia? It seemed like it's okay. My show's been going for 58 minutes, so less than an hour. Donald, look, there's the Trump jet. There, he's getting in right now, dude. They're pulling up to his jet right now. Bro, he's boarding. He's boarding.
Dave Fishing. Ha ha ha.
This is awesome. Dude, did you see how fast he got there? So he did this all in less than an hour. Yeah. The lights? Yeah. Tell her to look out. Oh, she's sleeping. Okay. Dudes be running. Look at all these people running. Everybody's running. Is that Donald Trump right there? To the left. Donald Trump is walking off to the
Billy
left.
Bong Thornton.
Donald Trump's approaching. There he
When
is.
I get old, I want Trump's energy. That guy can go, go, go.
I think this is Donald Trump off under the wing right here. Oh, maybe that's him right there. Dude, put the goddamn camera on the goddamn president. What is wrong with you? What the fuck, dude? What? He's our... dude! Why do they do that, man? What kind of... What the... We want to see Trump, man. It must be... He was going to get out of that car right there, I guess, right? He's going to get out of that car. There's talking about 91 indictments. He's got 91 charges. And it's not going to do anything to him. It's like somebody shooting spitballs at him. Whoa, what is going on there? Look at the crowd right there.
I guess it's going to hold a speech, right?
Really?
And why else would there be that crowd right there?
I know,
and
look at the
holding
lights.
like that?
Bro, you see the lights?
Yeah. There's going to be a speech.
Dave Fishing. Press conference.
Yeah, press conference. Dude. That's the right word.
United States.
I mean, well, listen. That would actually be an
seems
interesting
to be with the most
argument.
extreme circumstances.
I will say though, if I was his lawyer, I would
right now.
beg.
Alex Jones is sitting right next to him. He says, "Listen, Donald, snort only half a line of this." And Donald Trump is going, "Excuse me, what are you doing? Excuse me, no, not excuse me. What you're gonna want to do here? You're gonna want to snort only half a line of this, okay? So this is half a line of ultra potent super male vitality.
Jeff
Trust me,
Lund.
Mr. President. You're gonna want to.
He's gonna say something
right
like,
now.
"Hey, Joe Biden,
And you're
you're
Go out
fired."
there, you're gonna say everything that you need to say. But first, just snort only half a line of this ultra potent super male vitality because it is Donald Trump. It is so ultra potent, and once you snort it, you're going to be ready for the world, Donald. You're going to walk right out there. You're going to take on the planet.
Going back to the equal justice
There he is,
point,
everybody. There he is.
Regular people's lives are destroyed just by the charge. Just
there he
by
is.
the
And
charge.
they
just
changed the camera angle because they're idiots.
Very sad day for America. This has never happened.
Why would you have swapped the camera angle like that?
Good, keep going, Ben. So we're just going to be monitoring this. We're not going to bring it to you.
I'm just saying, like, you can begin to understand how some people, they don't have a lot of exposure to this system.
Dude.
Other people, because of...
Dude, should I go to Newsmax? Where should I go, guys? Oh my God, this is bullshit. I want to hear what Trump is saying right now. I can't believe they're doing this. And
Dave Fishing.
They had the audio.
They cut his mic, wow.
Dude, they had
Nick
the
Brown.
audio.
He's speaking on Fox 5.
I just went to Newsmax.com.
Jeff Lund. They're censoring him.
Fox.com. Watch live. Here we go. Here we go. Give me the live.
At RTA Cabinet Store, quality cabinetry ships in 3 days or less, and you can assemble it in hours.
No, dude. There's no audio.
Nick Brown. They don't want their audience to hear what Trump says.
Dude, there's no audio. Oh my God, dude, there was no audio on Fox News.
How is this different from the previous?
Oh, now the audio comes on. Holy shit.
Dave Fishing.
Fox News.
He's done now.
Muted now. Dude, there you go.
Nick Brown. He only spoke for about a minute.
Fox News.
Billy Bong Thornton.
Muted Trump.
Boo.
Holy shit, this is going to make everybody hate the establishment. Everyone's going to hate Biden. Everyone's going to hate Fox.
Tropical thing.
CNN. I cannot
LMAO.
believe this just happened, but you saw it here live. I've got Fox right here on this screen, guys, and you saw me with that up. You heard the audio. There was no audio, but I could see Trump. I could see him talking. It totally went
Dave
after
Fishing.
the ad. The audio
I had him
cut
on
out.
Fox News Live.
As soon as he stopped talking and turned to walk around, the audio came on, man. I don't know if you could see my hands, but I didn't unmute anything, I swear. So you saw it here first. You saw it. You saw CNN and Fox News, both at the same time, man. That's freaking crazy.
Jeff Lund. The second he spoke, it went dead.
Dude, watch, crypto's gonna explode right now.
The freaking oracle.
Watch.
Yes, mine was mud too.
Explode right now, straight up. This is my prediction. It's 26,145 right now. Harmony's at 1 penny exactly.
Dave Fishing. Damn ID to buy Bitcoin.
Watch the whole market fucking blow up. Watch this shit, man. Where can I put this? Let's put this over here. Where's the crypto, bro?
Billy Bong Thornton. Fucking CNN, a holes.
Oh, God. Dude. Dude, watch. Everything's down. See that step? It stepped down. It stepped up, and then it stepped down. Right. Made a step. It's about to explode. That's my prediction. We'll watch. Right over here. Whole market's going to turn around. What time is it? Oh, it's 8:20. Wait till 9 p.m. So we got 40 minutes. Don't meow at me. No.
It's 4:20. Cheers.
All right. No law regarding cannabis. Cheers, cyber. Cheers, everybody. Billy Bong Thornton, Dave C. Fishing, Ken, Jeff, Dave, Tropical, Pokey, For the Shell of It, Cells Free, Not Telling, Pokey Don, I said that, Dave C. Fishing. Cheers. Cyber, cheers.
Cheers, bro.
Jeff
Cheers,
Lund.
everybody.
Cheers. Nick Brown. Watching history on hashtag Nays Garden Stream.
Keisha Lance Bottoms, thank you for being here. I mean, just what is it like to see the former president come to the Fulton County Jail and be arrested, have his mugshot taken, and have this booking sheet?
This is surreal, and I don't think that there's anybody who loves our democracy that's happy about this.
Tropical thing.
Wants to see a former
Emo 37217 WAP.
into a jail, but that being said, I think it's a testament to the fact that everybody is being treated equally. If you commit a crime in this state, then you will be held accountable. I used to sit as a magistrate.
Well, you know, whether or not he committed a crime is to be determined by the court. So, that's your narrative, that he's committed crimes, and until you fucking prove it, I have a feeling he's going to go after people like you. If he becomes president again, he's going to go after people just like you that were calling him a criminal before the court case even went through. So, it should be interesting. You know, innocent until proven guilty. Welcome to America. You know, get it right. You know, Donald Trump's plane's about to take off. We can watch the plane take off if you guys want. I don't mind. I think this is a death blow to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Remember, I told you Harmony was at 1 penny. It was 100. It was at 0.01004. Now it's 005. But I'm telling you, after this, what just happened with Donald Trump, I think that's going to put a whole bunch of confidence into the crypto market. So watch, and we're going to say by 9 o'clock, I would think, our time. Well, here we go. Harmony 1. Boom. Green. There it is. Massive green spike candle on Harmony 1 right now, guys. All right, this could be it. This could be exactly what I just predicted. Look at this. Double yellow markers on Matic, guys. Look at this. Double yellow markers on Matic. Super spike for the last 2 minutes on Harmony. So you're going to see these numbers probably skyrocket now. We'll see. You know, you wanted to buy a penny Harmony, man. Now would be the time. 1 penny Harmony.
thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks a lot.
You got to clear that plane so it can clear for takeoff. What's up? Let's get that plane up. Let's get that. Here it goes. Rolling. Dude, right when I said that. Dude, what is up with me calling everything tonight? I am on it. I'm like, he's pulling in the airport. He's pulling in the airport. I'm like, they got to get that plane going. Boom, plane starts rolling as I speak. Dude, I am Nostradamus tonight. That is my personality. Nostradamus.
Nostradamus.
The seer of seers. Nostradamus, seer of seers. So I said that the crypto market was about to explode upon Donald Trump's departure from Atlanta, bro. Watch this crypto market. Yellow markers all the way across the board. Watch this. Here we go. Yellow markers all the way across the board. And I called it. Here we go. Harmony is going to be our real test because it's at 1 penny. So we're going to know what Harmony does. Bitcoin's at 26,120. Ethereum's at 1657. Harmony's at 1 penny. Matic's at 54.5 cents. Cardano's at 26.5 cents. 54.5, 26.5. Let that plane get up in the air. That's going to just be the significance of Donald Trump putting all this shit behind him, basically. And getting ready to go hit the trail hard, hit the campaign trail, and start doing his rallies. Yeah, his lead is growing. This is only helping him, says Cells Free. Ursa, hey, Paige, hey, Nate, I got my fireworks lights tonight. Dog is barking at it, lol. Oh my God, you got your fireworks lights? I love that, Ursa. Oh my God. I gotta tell my mom that, man. She's gonna love that. Mom! Someone that watches the show, she bought the lights that you've got outside. She liked them so much. Oh, is that right? Yeah. That's awesome. It's like a compliment. I love that you got that. They should give me a cut on the deal there. I should get a kickback. All right. Which network? Newsmax. Oh, market stuff again. I'm out. Don't do that stuff. Hey, Pokey. Ursa, don't go. Don't go. We're just talking. God, don't let market stuff turn you off. Okay? If I become doing this, if I become a multi-millionaire doing it, won't you be glad that you watched it happen on the show? Maybe Biden pulled a Putin and had emergency repairs done to the plane while he was busy. Don't say that. Because that's what Grandpa's been talking about.
Billy Bong Thornton. What the hell, Trump still has a presidential plane?
No, that's Trump's plane, bro. It says Trump on the side. It's not Air Force One. That's Trump's jet, bro. He's a billionaire. I don't know if you knew this about Trump, but he's a billionaire and he's got like jets and shit because that's the kind of stuff that billionaires have.
Dave Fishing. Rich people usually have jets.
I mean, check your truth direct messages. Tiki, are you DMing me?
Nick Brown.
You're not drunk DMing
It's a Rolls-Royce built plane too. Billy Bong Thornton. Looked like a damn presidential plane, lol.
Dude, that's fake.
Jeff Lund.
Whatever.
Trump said what has happened is a travesty against justice and he felt the election was rigged and he should have been able to challenge it.
That's fake, girlfriend. Trump's hands are way bigger than that. Trump's hands are way bigger. That's not his mugshot. Tiki sent me a fake mugshot with Trump doing gang signs with his hands, but his hands look really tiny. Like, really tough. I mean, Trump's got small hands, but, you know, he's got average small hands. He doesn't have tiny, super tiny, like, little, like, hands that look like this. His hands look like this. You know, his hands kind of look like this. You know, which is, you know, it's okay. Some people have hands that look like that. I've seen his hands. They're not that bad. He's self-conscious about them. I think it's hilarious. He makes up for it in his golf
Billy Bong Thornton.
golf swing.
So what's their plan? Book him in and bond out in 1 hour, ha ha ha.
What's their plan? Book him in and bond out in 1 hour? They did. They booked him and he was in and out in an hour. Dude, my show, we started covering this as it was happening. His jet was I believe his jet was landing, or he was already on the ground rolling in the motorcade. But we're only an hour and 17 minutes into the show, bro. So he was in and out of there quick as shit. This has been all, and he stopped to give a
Nick Brown.
press conference.
Watch him have a perfect smile in his beautiful perfect jail picture, LOL.
Yeah, I wonder what.
Restream.io. Congratulations.
Yeah,
you've received 100 messages today with Restream chat. Billy Bong Thornton. Son of a bitch, I missed that part.
An old friend had hands so small, when he held them up, you immediately burst out laughing, even strangers. It was uncontrollable. So when he held them up. My dad's having a coughing fit right now.
Oh.
My mom's like all questioning it. She's like, "What's up?" Are we ready for this launch, guys? We're literally watching the crypto market is pivoting on Donald Trump's takeoff, because look, we've got yellow marker, green marker, yellow marker, double yellow marker, massive green candle, all getting ready to go right now, and we're just waiting for this jet to take off. I have a feeling. I have a feeling everybody's watching this, and they've got Donald Trump up like we
Nick
do,
Brown.
and they've got their crypto
At
up
Billy
in the
Bong,
other
you
window.
didn't miss much.
And
It took
like,
less than an hour from start to flying home.
That market's about to explode upwards. I better grab it before it goes up. As soon as Donald Trump's plane takes off.
Dave Fishing. That's privilege right there, 1 HR booking.
1 hour book. I know, right? It happened to no one ever. God, I've been booked a few times, and I'm telling you, dude, it's always a quite the 8-hour ordeal, at least. God, man, I remember my friends picking me up and shit. I got all these fuzzies all over me. I don't know. Pokey Don says, "Be right back, snack time." Hell yeah. You guys, look at the viewership right now. With 8 people on Kick. I gotta document that too. So there's the Kick, all the other channels, and then the Rumble. 28 plus 19 plus 6. Whatever that is. Who can add that up really fast? What's 28 plus 19 plus 6? It's like 40 something. I think might even be 50 something. No, 40, it's 40 something, right? Carry the 1. Yeah, 40. waiting for Trump's plane to take off so the crypto market will explode right along with it. What time? We're at 8:36. And remember, I said 9 p.m. By 9 p.m., market should reverse. Total reverse, 24-hour, man. It's totally going to happen.
Jeff Lund. We're having a Nays garden party, tote.
Yeah, we are. Starting right now. Please remember to follow the channel on Rumble while you're there. My followers actually dropped off a little bit. I'm down to 927 last I checked on Rumble. I trade the markets, gratitude daily. What's going on with the crypto? Well, right now it's down, and I'm just waiting to see. I think after Trump's jet takes off, I think the crypto's going to take off. Hello there, Indo Wally. Well, what's up, buddy? Gratitude. I trade the markets for a living, but I have a question. Why the hell are you watching the 1 second chart? It's the 1 minute chart. We're watching a 1 minute chart. We're also watching the 24-hour chart simultaneously. And we're watching the 24-hour, if you'll see that white, that's the 24-hour volume. And the very bottom is the 1 minute volume. Right on, gratitude. It's everybody watches different things. I can read this stuff. I was curious, like, you know, like blonde, brunette, redhead. I was curious. I traded and was taught to use the time frames that correspond with how long you plan on holding the trade. Well, see, that's just it, bro. If I was watching the time frame of how long I plan on holding the frame for the trade, that would be the most boring thing you've ever seen in your entire life, because I plan on hodling for life, bro. You know, I'm going to be taking some profit here and there, but I'm a long-term hodler. So, you know, we watch the short charts for other people that might want to do trading and things like that. And while we got the long-term hodling, we watch the short-term for anybody that might want to do some quick trading and make a quick turnaround. You know what I mean? So I like to give people options. But those are great questions, and thank you guys for asking me these questions, man. I love them. Keep them coming. As well as taught to you. So, okay. Not telling. Hey, gratitude. Daily. Nate trades the chart. 53. Sells free. Says, we're at 53? Was that what that number came up to? Oh, my God. My math is horrible, is it not? Where'd it go? We lost it. $18 plus 30 plus 6. So that's 40 something. He really knows what he's doing, or else someone taught him wrong. I trade the markets for a living, but I have a question. Why the hell are you watching them? Wait. I already read that. Missed bottom of the hour. Not telling. Wait, why are they doing this?
It was just booked in the Fulton County Jail behind us. Mugshot, guys. Questions remained even within his team as of this morning whether or not this photo would ever actually exist. But there you see it, the watermark, just like every other co-defendant.
You look pissed, Jesus Christ.
He looks good, man. He looks great.
The former chief of staff.
He looks like he lost weight. He looks tough, man. It's like it's fighting weight.
And now to see the mugshot of the
like he's ready to take on Biden
of the United States.
Oh,
yeah, when I look at that, I can't help but wonder if he practiced that pose. That's very interesting.
You know, and that's
Billy Bong Thornton.
That's for someone who hates
Jesus
Donald Trump,
LOL.
guys.
It makes me sad.
It
makes me sad to see a former president with a mugshot.
He looks young.
As
I hope I look. I hope I look that good when I won't. But I hope I look that good when I'm his age, bro.
He's like, I'm coming for you, Joey.
You know, if you look at that and see anything else, I think you're kidding.
that it's more not one
He doesn't look
indictment,
bright
not
orange.
two, not three.
Yeah, he's got a little
But
color,
four
but
different
he
jurisdictions,
didn't overdo it.
and
Didn't
to now
overdo
be
the spray
booked
tan
into
this time.
Fulton County Jail and included
Tasteful.
in that indictment.
Very tasteful.
is
I mean, I think I see growth
the
here.
harassment
I definitely
and,
see some spray tan though.
and sheer torture.
He's definitely got
of
spray
two
his ear.
women
Why
who
don't
did
they spray
nothing
his
but
ears?
sign up to go and help
Somebody please
people
tell me,
vote
why
in
don't they
their
spray tan the
communities.
ears? What is wrong with them?
Jake, I mean, to see that image,
you gotta spray tan
Trump
ears,
in his
guys.
campaign once created a mugshot to use for fundraising material, and now there is actually a mugshot of the former president of the United States.
Yeah, it is a stark and sad image. There it is on the left side of your screen. Fulton County Jail inmate number P011358809, otherwise known as 45th President of the United States, Donald John Trump. We see on the right side of the screen.
Dude, this is when the market's going to take off, guys. It's a beautiful mugshot.
International Airport.
Bro, watch the crypto market explode.
To Newark, New Jersey.
Watch the
Dana
fucking
Bash,
market
no doubt,
explode.
The Trump campaign.
Billy Bong Thornton.
Will try
He said it was a set image, ha ha ha.
Of the image on the left
Jeff
side of
Lund.
the screen, but
To the moon.
truth is the allegations.
Look at
the
the
described in the indictment, whether or not he was found guilty, whether or not you think it is a strong
Trump
case,
becomes
the
first former
allegations and the
president with a
conduct
mugshot.
are factually accurate.
That's
And
like a claim to fame, dude. You don't even understand. He's
tragic.
anti-establishment.
And that image
That's
is
working
what I think
for
of when
him.
I think of those.
I mean,
that conduct.
Cyber, what do you think?
And that is now an image that will be
About, shall we say again?
cemented.
What do you think about all? What?
Oh,
Where are you on all
Tula
this?
Tetro.
Are there?
He looks eat for a photo shoot, ha 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 ha.
Hey,
Maybe the
hey,
most
Tula
famous
says he looks
person
great.
on the planet, but this particular photo with the
His
Fulton
ear is
County,
flesh tone
you
and
can
his
tell me
face
exactly
is,
what
you know, the
what
spray
this is
tan.
emblazoned on the corner there. That is going to be iconic.
If I was Trump, I would kill whoever did that spray tan
I think that
on me.
you said that
Jeff Lund.
maybe they'll make
I
light of
think
it.
his mugshot is like a badge of honor.
People will make light of it,
Excuse
but they
me.
are going to
Excuse me.
appropriate
You didn't
it.
spray
They
tan
are
in my
going
ear.
to embrace
I
it,
can see it in the
and
mugshot.
they are going to
You're
use
fired.
it as
Get your spray
as
can.
the
Get out of here.
ultimate
You're fired. honey.
example
Tula
of
Tetro.
I'm getting someone
his
Strong.
entire
I'm getting someone who
campaign,
knows what
which
an
is
ear is.
they're out to
All
get
right.
me.
Yeah.
Who are
Doesn't
you,
make it
Mike
right, doesn't
Tyson?
make it accurate.
Who are you?
It just makes
Evander
it
Holyfield?
a
Who do you
very,
think I am?
very potent
Get out of here with
political,
your spray can. You're
tool and weapon
fired.
that he very much intends to use.
Go ahead.
We've already seen Trump's allies, Marjorie Taylor Greene making,
Dude,
they're
this is
making
not helping
their own
Biden
fake
at all right
mugshots,
here.
using it as a badge of honor. But I mean, I think about the whole pattern of
is right.
Facts that we're talking about here, which is a former president,
Tula Tetro.
office holder, top office
I'm
holder,
kind of turned on ha 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 ha.
trying to do it by any means necessary, doing so in a way that led to multiple criminal charges in multiple jurisdictions. Now that same person is running for president again, and his supporters
like a mob
are
boss
treating
kinda
his
way, right?
arrest
Like
as a badge of
in
honor.
like a,
That's not a
hey,
good fact
Goodfellas
pattern,
kinda
frankly,
way.
for the United States of America.
It's what's
And
all
it is
sexy, you know,
incredibly
they're all
sad for
criminals.
this country that we have to go
And
down
all of
this
them
road.
movies you'll
The
watch, all the
unfortunate thing is
criminals,
that
they're bad people.
other countries
They
go down
got
this road
this.
too.
They got a
this is just our turn to do
They
it,
got
and we've
their cherry
avoided
broke.
this
They're
particular
good.
moment
They
because
get- you
until
got your cherry
Trump,
broke. You got
there
your
has been a
mugshot.
tradition of handing over power when you lose peacefully and just doing it and showing up
You
at
guys
the White
look what
House with the
Gratitude
guy
Daily
coming
is
after
saying about
you
Donald
and shaking
Trump.
hands and sitting down.
Tula
and having
Tetro.
tea.
Why don't
And
I see
Trump
your
turned me ha 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 ha.
What happened, y'all's
to
chat
that
order?
tradition that's not bound in law but is part of our tradition is what has led us to this moment.
We should point out there have been numerous disputed elections in the history of this country. In
Jeff Lund.
1876 between Russell
He should have wore a
and
mega hat.
Tilden. In 2000 between Al Gore, George W. Bush. Jamie Gengel, on that
None
note.
have ever gotten to this point.
No, that's my point. I'm
No,
agreeing with you. Ultimately,
no.
they had their day in court. They lost, and they conceded defeat.
There's the chat, guys.
On that
I'm sorry.
note,
I'm so
I
sorry.
want to Donald Trump on the tarmac on his way home this evening.
Gratitude Daily, front and center, everybody.
We did not bring you those comments, but just to
Gratitude
tell you
Daily.
one of the things he said, and I want to get your reaction, Jamie Gengel. He said, it's a very sad day
Mom.
for America. And then he went on to say, we challenged an
Not
election. You
good
should be able
news.
to challenge an election. And then later in his
Trump
comments,
took
he said,
a very good
we did nothing wrong
mugshot.
at all. We have every right, every single
you
right
can
to
believe
challenge
that.
an election that we think is dishonest, that we think is very dishonest.
That
that's
is
accurate.
not
He has
good.
every right to challenge an election.
Because
and in fact, Jamie
this
Gengel,
is going to
as
fire up
you know,
his
He exercised those rights,
fire up his
and then he
base.
went beyond it.
Can you open my door, please, and let the cat in there?
And he lost over
so he can
and
get
over
his food?
again.
Thank you.
61 out of 62 court cases in battleground states.
Just open it a little
the
bit.
Supreme Court declined to hear his case twice. That's a court where he appointed
He has some friends.
a lot of justices. There were 3 recounts in Georgia. And let's just remember his own Attorney General, Bill Barr, on December 1st,
Nick Robertson.
That there
Trump
was no
2024 you bozo.
fraud. Chris Krebs, who is in charge of
if you're
election
voting
security,
for Donald Trump
was a
over Joe
Republican who
Biden,
was
well, then
fired
thank you very
because
much,
he
buddy. I
said
appreciate
it was
you.
the most secure election ever. White House counsel, Republican after Republican. I just want to say
Now who's the
about
bozo?
his election denial again today. This is why former Congresswoman Liz Cheney and many other Republicans who have, there weren't so many who stood up to him, but those who did, have said he remains a clear and present danger. When he says this over and over again, it is a campaign slogan, but it also could lead to violence.
And one of the things that I think it's important for us to remember is
I
so
always
many
just
of
say
the
this.
witnesses
What the fuck did
in
Biden ever do to win
this
my
indictment,
vote?
in the Fulton County, Georgia, Superior
Nick
Court,
Robertson.
not to mention
You used to hate on Trump so bad now you want to Trump. You are an idiot.
I'm not. I
Not
didn't
just
say I was
conservative
voting,
Republicans.
dumbass. I
They are
thanked you for
Trump
voting.
supporting conservative
Now who's the
Republicans,
bozo?
like Bill
And now
Barr,
who's the idiot?
like the former
God,
White
you're
House
just
counsel,
2 for 2 now,
Pat
Nick
Cipollone.
Robertson.
You live in
You
Georgia.
want to go for 3?
I don't think that Governor Kemp or Lieutenant Governor Duncan or
I've
Secretary
never
of
said
State,
that I
State
liked Trump.
Raffensperger, I don't think there's a chance in hell that if there
It's not gonna
had
happen.
been evidence
I don't like
of fraud
Trump.
and otherwise
I never said I'd vote
that
for
would have
Trump
swung
either.
the election to Donald Trump,
I never
that
said
they
I'd
wouldn't
vote,
have
period.
embraced it and
But if
stood by
I
Donald
could vote
Trump.
for
Every
Trump
single one of them.
over
I think
Ron
you're right.
DeSantis, I
But
would do that.
We talked about
I
this
would always
earlier.
vote against Ron
You do remember
DeSantis.
that they did change the election laws in 2021 after the 2020 election under the guise that there were some irregularities and things they needed to fix. It dealt with
Right.
changing places for drop boxes, changing who
But
could
that's-
deal with
that's
absentee
where I would
ballots.
put my
So
vote
they tried to
against Ron
play off of
DeSantis.
it and capitalize, I think, on this idea. And now suddenly it appears they've grown a conscience. I mean, this, if you think about this indictment, and I kind of step back sometimes from the case, because I do think that lawyers need to think about how to
Well,
lose
Nick
it, and
Robertson
even as this
isn't getting
coming
shut
motion
down.
is before us on
Nick
Monday,
Robertson
and the
is
federal
getting
judge will
shut
hear
down.
this. 154 of the 157 overt acts that are alleged in this indictment occurred while he was a sitting president of the United States.
Sitting president of the United
Right.
States. 154.
154 of
Right.
157.
That gives him some leniency.
That's staggering. So
All-
everything except for that last
So,
document
he's
that
president,
he
he
sent
can
in September
fucking- he's got some
2021.
leeway.
Those
to
are the
do
two
whatever the fuck
counts
he wants.
that occurred after he was president. So when you think about the enormity of the decision that this federal judge has to make about do we move this case, is this a federal executive? Clearly he is. Do we move it to federal court or do we let it stay in the state court? If this is not a case that merits some consideration about transfer back to federal court, I don't know that there ever would be one.
And he's already facing charges at the federal level on similar
That's right.
conduct, maybe
Right.
not exactly.
So let me ask you a question, Andy McCabe. You were acting FBI director. You were deputy FBI director. You dealt with Donald Trump when he was president as a law enforcement official. Did you look at that image on the screen right now? Did it ever occur to you that that would happen? A mugshot of Donald Trump?
Of course not. Right? Of course not. And my interactions with Donald Trump, my personal interactions with him, were very early on in his administration. I certainly didn't see into the future as to where we would end up. But I think the point that you make on the consideration of removal, there is no question that could be a very effective legal strategy. It is an obvious and momentous thing for any of these similarly situated defendants to do. But I still think it's going to be very hard here. And I totally respect your tallying of the counts, but ultimately, to make the case that these acts were committed within the scope of their authority, they have to have been authorized by federal law. He had to have been acting under the authorization of some federal authority. And the federal law gives the President of the United States zero role in the calculation of state election results.
Well,
and that's ultimately what they were all doing.
But it does allow the President of the United
Alex
States,
Jones
as the
also
chief
leaked
law
that they're
enforcement officer in the
shape-shifting
nation,
reptilian
to inquire about possible elections in federal elections.
That are
inquire he
sucking your
did.
thoughts
And so when I
and
think
snorting
about
them
was
like
he in
lines of
fact
cocaine.
a federal executive, I try to
you believe
ask,
everything Alex
at
Jones
what
says,
point
Gratitude Daily?
is he
Come on.
not the president of the
You're
United States?
literally in
He
here
can't ride his bicycle
espousing
and not be
Alex Jones
president. He
talking
can't
points.
take a if
Dude,
he has to have
nobody's gonna
surgery
take
for a
you
minute, they have to
seriously.
bring somebody else. He's
And
president.
I only
100%
snort half a
every
line
day.
of ultra
but
potent.
going back to
Superman Vitality because it is ultra potent. And let me tell you something. We have some of the finest iodine product you're ever going to find anywhere on the internet. You're going to want to go check out Infowars.com. And you're going to go there. You're going to go to our online store. You're going to go check out. Just grab a sample of our iodine. You're going to find out what I can do literally with this iodine. I can take some of this iodine and I can withstand a nuclear blast, neutron bomb. Actually, we've done all of it. We've done the radiation exposure. I've taken it all. With my iodine, I am impervious to pain, impervious to all things nuclear, and otherwise as well. It protects you. It's like a bulletproof vest against everything that can harm you. That is what our iodine is, and you're gonna want to check it out. It comes from the deepest caverns that we've got under the Alaskan Ocean. I've gone down there in my little yellow submarine, my little submersible, I like to call it, my little yellow submarine. It's got its own little mirror set up in there, and I will chop out only half a line of ultra potent Superman Vitality because it is ultra potent. When I'm down there supervising this entire operation, this mining operation of iodine, I am snorting only half a line of ultra potent Superman Vitality, and I'm waiting at least 4 excruciating seconds before I go back and
Billy Bong Thornton.
second half of a line.
Do you think the police sold the mugshot to the media? Haha. How the hell they get it that fast?
No, it's public. It goes public on their website immediately. That's how mugshots work now. Welcome to 2023, bro. We've got computers and there's the internet.
Billy Bong Thornton. Gotcha.
And his 18 co-defendants will all have to come back to Fulton County for that arraignment. We can also expect pretty much simultaneously to continue to see legal challenges. We know that Mark Meadows and Jeffrey Clark have already filed challenges trying to move their cases to federal court. We expect the former president will likely try the same. Rudy Giuliani has also suggested...
Nobody's trying to mandate you anymore, okay? Don't worry about that. If Alex Jones is telling you that, he's just getting you fired up over nothing.
This might be part.
They learned their lesson when they tried
the freaking Oracle.
They learned that shit with the
Love the mugshot.
Remember what happened with the truckers in Canada, guys? There's not going to be any mandates. I know that you and I and all of us together aren't going to put up with it, and they fucking know it too. And if you'll join me in being anti-mandate, I don't think you've got a problem.
Higher case, so it's going to be a really busy next month for this Fulton County case.
And
unless you've only snorted
trial or the
half
hearing rather on whether or not this should be
and then
heard.
You're renovating your bathroom and you're installing some crown molding. You've got several crews in there working, and you're diligently caulking behind them, making sure that crown molding looks absolutely stunning to the eye.
Thing that's really going to happen is a hearing
for
for Mark Meadows and this question of whether his case should be removed to federal court. He's confident that if his Fulton County prosecution gets removed to federal court, that he can get it dismissed. He argues that he is protected under a law that protects certain federal officials from state-level prosecutions. But yesterday, the District Attorney, Fani Willis, she weighed in and she fought back at that. She said, look, what you were doing, that had nothing to do with your role as chief of staff. She said, instead, that was political activity. And Jake, a real focus on Monday is going to be that infamous call with former President Trump and the Georgia Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger. That appears to be what the district attorney really wants to focus on based on the witnesses.
And then you get too messed and snort a line of powdered out ha-ha-ha.
Case to try to keep this in state court. But again, he's not the only one who is trying to make this argument. Jeffrey Clark also has a hearing scheduled for this, and others, including Trump and Giuliani, have all said they're going to try this too.
And just game it out for us. Let's imagine that the judge on Monday and the future any other judges who want this to be heard in federal court instead of on the state level. Let's say that the judge disagrees with them. Does this get appealed all the way up to the U.S. Supreme Court? Is that where this is headed ultimately?
It's certainly possible. I mean, these are unique questions. I would expect someone, particularly like Mark Meadows, who has one of the best legal teams in this entire group of people, and he also appears to have the resources to file a lot of legal challenges. He would likely appeal if he didn't succeed. Whether it would make it to the Supreme Court, is it an issue of first impression? It's always possible. We've seen a lot of issues around the former president make their way close to the Supreme Court, if not.
I swear, when I look at that picture of Donald Trump, I swear I've seen another picture of him that looks almost identical to that. And I think it was like a magazine cover or something. Or a piece of artwork that someone did. But it was that, maybe it was one of those NFTs that he did. That look on his face, it's almost identical.
District, and they believe that even if they can't get the case dismissed at the federal level, if they could just get the broader jury pool, that could potentially be more favorable for the former president or any of his co-defendants. But it's a very unique situation.
Hey, dude, you don't know if this is solventless or not. You don't know what the fuck I'm smoking right now, dude. You don't know if this comes from fucking bubble hash or what, bro. You don't know anything. Shut your fucking noob ass up. Fucking put the BHO away.
A federal jury in Georgia, what does that mean? Is that geographically different? Obviously, people feel as though the jury will be more politically diverse instead of as democratic as Fulton County is.
Well, and that's probably the biggest upside for Trump, is that he does get to draw a jury from a larger part of the state. If the case stays in Fulton County, he'll draw his jurors from a county that went predominantly for Biden. And he's probably not seen well there, and he's thinking his chances are not very good.
Although there will be jury selection, one year, et cetera.
That's the one thing he hadn't been able to tear, honestly, is that we still have the court process, we still have O'Dyer. You could still question jurors and make decisions about who you want to put on a jury. If it's transferred to the federal court, that his jury pool will be drawn from multiple counties around the North Georgia area. There's a chance that, and typically they would draw that jury from what's called the Atlanta Division, which would be basically metro Atlanta counties in the Northern District of Georgia. Really, but sometimes in cases where you don't think you'll get enough people from just that division, you may draw from the entire district, which would obviously mean even from the North Georgia area where Marjorie Taylor Greene is from and other people who might be favorable to Trump. So it expands even further if they need to do it. It wouldn't be unprecedented. They drew a larger jury in the Arbery case in South Georgia because they needed to make sure that they had enough people who didn't have some preconceived idea about the case. And that's what's going to be difficult here. This jury selection could go on for some time as they try to find a panel of 12 plus some alternates who have no real feelings one way or another about the former president. And that becomes, I think, a difficulty. You can just look at it's sort of public polling even on that.
Yeah. You think this transferring it to a federal jurisdiction, drawing from a wider parts of the state geographically, means that ultimately the odds that Donald Trump will at least have one juror, because that's all you need, one juror who will vote to acquit. I mean,
certainly the numbers are in his favor in his favor if he gets the case removed to federal court for all the reasons that Michael said. But I think
he's got enough money to pay any fines. So what are you worried about?
God. The federal court, he's halfway to getting this thing dismissed on supremacy clause grounds, right? So he's got to get into federal court in order to make that next argument, which will be, you should dismiss this case because I was acting within the scope of my federal authority, and that's another whole argument. But that would be, I'm sure, any of these defendants' optimal result.
Right. Although it's also possible that you get 12 jurors who are objective and hear the facts, and they all voted for Donald Trump twice, and they still ultimately, when presented with the facts, do their duty and vote the way they think is correct and not just according to whether or not they like Donald Trump.
That's right. It's true, but I think the fear for any prosecutor and any lawyer talking to a jury is, has somebody not been candid in jury?
I was just listening to it while I was doing a bong rip. It's okay, man. Listening to CNN isn't gonna fucking turn you green or anything. You'll survive. But enjoy this beautiful mugshot of Donald Trump because it's it's only helping him and making him way more famous, and to his audience, making him way more awesome. He's like a goddamn movie star now, man. I mean, beyond, I mean, he already was, but beyond being a movie star, now he's like an action hero. Now he's like the baddest ass. He's like a guy, he's like Tony Soprano.
Action hero.
Well, fucking Tony Soprano was. Do you remember the very first episode? Tony Soprano's just beating the shit out of somebody that owed him money.
Yeah.
You know, that's a criminal, dude, and everyone loved Tony Soprano. You couldn't stop watching. You know, this guy got a mugshot taken. I mean, CNN is glorifying it, no matter what they're saying. I mean, we're using their imagery right now and saying good things about Donald Trump. You know, so fuck CNN. This is just so working against them right now and only supporting Donald Trump. And I cannot stand Joe Biden. He's done nothing to win my vote. Joe Biden has done nothing to win my vote. You know, did he legalize cannabis? Fuck him. Did he do anything to make sure I had a voice on social media? Fuck him. Oh, by the way, you know who did give me a voice on social media? Oh, man. This guy and another dude that loves this guy. Isn't that funny? Yeah. Weird, right? Who owns Rumble? Who's the guy that owns Rumble, you guys? What's that guy's name? It's not Dan Bongino. Dan Bongino owns Truth Social, right? Who owns Rumble?
No idea.
You let me know. Let me know if you guys know that in the chat. You say the guy's name is Chris? Chris who? For the shell of it. Devin Nunes. Who's Devin? Is Devin Nunes a big Trump supporter? I bet Devin Nunes is a big Trump supporter. Can you guys tell me if Devin Nunes is a Trump supporter? Because I have a feeling that he is. Oh, it was Parler. My bad. That was Bongino. Is on, and Devin is also on the Truth Social board. Oh, Devin is the CEO of Truth Social. Nobody knows who the owner of Rumble is, huh? Oh, but Nunes is a huge Trump supporter. Well, yeah, Truth Social. It's basically Trump's site. So, was in Senate. Yes, he is. Okay, Devin is friends with Trump. Okay, but now who owns Rumble? Let's find that out. That's the CEO of Truth Social. Lisa V. Lisa V. Hi, Lisa V. Well, I was handling some work, and I come back to see some stuff went down. I always step away at the wrong time. Well, yes, it is. Yeah, we've got Donald Trump's mugshot, and it's just gonna it's gonna be like shooting missiles into the orange ball, that flaming orange ball at the beginning of The Fifth Element, and it only makes them bigger and stronger. The more they pimp this out, the more popular, the bigger he gets. I mean, the stronger he gets. You guys see the title of this video that you're watching? Trump's fourth arrest covered live from the garden. What doesn't kill him only makes him stronger. He came out of this smelling like roses. He got this awesome mugshot. Talk about an NFT. Holy shit. Get that in a 3D spinning NFT. So it is Laura, Pokey-Dawn. I know who Rumble owner is, but can't find it. Shell of it. Rumble is public now. Buying stock is probably a good idea. Chris Pavlovsky, CEO of Rumble. Okay, who's Chris Pavlovsky? Is he a Trump supporter? Trump's pick. Everyone change your avatar to Trump's pick. Look, California Tiki, how did you do that so fast? You're Trump's mugshot in Rumble. How did you do that so fast? You are so funny. Eye of the Tiger when they dun 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 dun. Hold on a second, guys. Hey, Mom, hey, screaming lady. Your mom. You turn the TV down. You don't have to yell at her. Thank you. Can't do Eye of the Tiger. Did you see Donald Trump's mugshot? Have you seen it? Listen. Did you see? I'm asking you a question. You already saw Donald Trump's mugshot. Please. Listen. Did you see it?
I did. The only thing is I said to my daughter, let's not look at the champagne yet. Because we got
This is the worst thing that could have happened to the Biden administration. This is 24-hour coverage of great pressure on Trump, and they're not going to let it go. This is great. Biden must be cringing because it's all 24-hour Trump. Do you think anybody's listening? Nobody cares. Nobody cares about this. They're just looking at this. You have to go outside, really, both of you.
not hard, damn it. Man, would they really vote for this man to become president?
On Twitter, Joe Biden has 40 million followers. He's got 80. He's got twice as many people on Twitter that supposedly lean to left following him.
Well, that doesn't mean they're going to do this because they want to know what he's doing and what he's saying. That doesn't mean, I mean, if in
What,
this,
you think 40 million people just can't wait to hear what he's saying?
if this country vote this man to become president, then they deserve. Just that. Oh, man.
You're getting
And I guarantee you,
I'm
I
telling
was
you,
on that.
this is a mistake. They should only go after on the stuff that they can prove.
She took off the dressing. It was exactly as I thought. The side is virtually closed. So she told me to skin prep it and the new thing she's sending me, virtually put it for about a week or so. And after that, she's sending me what I wanted to begin with. I had one on him. You see that big pink? Just to protect. Yes. She's sending me that. Okay. It's to protect each side. This is what happened. Okay. The back, she's sending me that new thing. She told me put that because it's only a speck that's left. It really heals up. So she says, listen, you guys been doing a really good job. It's really good.
Okay.
Yeah. I said, now the cash out. Oh, Jesus. She discharged them. I said, they're useless. They don't show up. We're the ones who've been doing the tricks. That's right. I said, on the books there.
I just skipped for speed. Cyber, you know what skipping is?
What? Say what?
I just skipped for speed. Do you know what skipping is?
When you slide over the floor?
No, it's when you when you're like you're kind of jogging, but you kind of like push a one leg forward as you're moving forward, and it's kind of like I don't know how to. I guess I'd have to like show you a video of someone skipping. It's almost like a dance. It's almost like a dance move, but
Yeah,
when you're
like
forward.
kids do it a lot, right? When
Yeah,
you run.
kids do it a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, I just did it for speed. So you know
Nice.
you remember that show I told you to watch, Workaholics?
Yeah.
There's one of the episodes where the dude with the long hair, he tells them they're running somewhere, and he's like, "Everyone skip for speed." And when they got there, and Adam looked at him, he goes, "I skipped, bro. I skipped, bro." So funny.
That's funny.
Yeah. Gratitude Daily just started following me. How dare you, Gratitude Daily? Didn't I just block you? Why are you following me if I blocked you?
Up there, smartass.
It's coming back to talk some more shit. So I just told my mom, I said, this is doing no damage to Donald Trump right now. I said, this is just popularizing him and turning him into a freaking, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a legend. It's like making him legendary, dude. What's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah.
What do they call that shit? I forgot the term I'm trying to say. Not like a folk tale, but it's like a... there's a word for it. A folk hero? A folk hero. I think that's it. It's turning him into a folk hero. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Oh my god, dude. It's fucking crazy. Is that the right word, guys?
I guess it is.
I'm gonna look up the definition of folk hero. Okay, Google. Folk hero definition.
Here's the definition of folk hero. A person who is greatly admired for their achievements by the ordinary people of a country or region.
Yeah, that's it, dude. That's it. This is turning him into a folk hero because he already was a folk hero by definition, but it's even going to make him more of one, more lovable. More people are going to admire him more. A lot of people can relate to having a mugshot taken, bro. You know, these idiots at CNN, how many people have had mugshots taken? You know, so those people are all going to relate to this guy. He's one of us.
Yeah.
He's gone to fucking jail, you know. He's got a mugshot. It becomes real when that mugshot's taken. It's joy to anyone who does it. Hope everyone is okay there, nay. Nays. Not telling. I've got a profile picture now, but it's me. Shelley. Thanks, not telling. I'm glad you told me. I will remember him. Laura Nay's dad. Invincible. Yes, I appreciate you letting me know I had missed that. I will be praying. Trump is exposing everyone. What, my father's got dementia? No, my dad's not really sick. What are you talking about? You're saying my dad's really sick? I wouldn't say he's really sick. Are you talking about his dementia? Or are you talking about him coughing right now? He's been fine all day, actually. He suffers from dementia. If that's what she meant, guys. I appreciate your thoughts for my father. I really do. He no longer speaks. He's got 24-hour care.
Zach Nord. Most people can't take this in with an open mind. It actually makes my heart race.
He doesn't do anything on his own by himself. These women that come in and work for us, they do everything for him. And it's exhausting my mom, you know. This is just an exhausting experience emotionally for her. It takes everything.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine, man.
It just sucks the life out of her. You know? But I wouldn't say that he's sick. You know, he's been sick when he had dementia. He caught some fucking couple of flus and shit. He's had seizures, a lot of seizures.
Nick Brown. You coming to help is awesome, bro.
Thank you, Nick. Stupid teenage years, cells free, California Tiki. I've had plenty of mugshots. Nothing. Trump is on Newsmax. What? Is Trump live on Newsmax right now? Man, I can't believe Fox did that to him. Live TV. Okay, it's a dishwasher advertisement right now.
Tula Tetro.
Granite stone.
Hashtag trending Trump. Hashtag trolling Trump.
Granite stone blue. That's what I got on Newsmax. Those eggs look great, though. I'll give them that. The eggs are looking great. Wow, they're cooking a rock. Supposedly, this is a Newsmax live feed right here, guys. So if Donald Trump's on Newsmax, we'll see it.
Once retired, Marcus decided, I will never again work for another man or woman. I abandoned my corporate phone plan, and I'll get a new plan with consumer cellular for up to half the cost. Let's go birds. When freedom calls, we're here to answer.
Cheers, bro. Cheers, everybody.
President Trump's plane arriving in Atlanta a couple of hours ago, maybe about 3.5 hours ago. And again, I think this drives the Democrats totally crazy. Every time they arrest President Trump, they're reminded of the success he's achieved, that he achieved outside of politics. He didn't join politics. He didn't run for office to get all this stuff. He already had it. Anyway, an amazing day, but I guess they're becoming rather typical from the plane. A massive caravan, really like he's president all over again. A presidential scale caravan motorcade to the jail in Fulton County. They pulled up, waited outside. President was in there for about 25 minutes, we estimate. And yeah, the mugshot. Infamous or illustrious. I have a feeling you're going to be seeing this on mugs, t-shirts, screensavers. People will use it as their home screen on their phone. This already is, in my opinion, iconic. Now, before he left Atlanta, he did address reporters. Interestingly enough, MSNBC, CNN, who had cameras trained right on the plane, refused to play what you're about to hear. Go ahead.
What has taken place here is a travesty of justice. We did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. And everybody knows it. I've never had such support. And that goes with the other ones, too. What they're doing is election interference. They're trying to interfere with an election. There's never been anything like it in our country before. This is their way of campaigning. And this is one instance, but you have 3 other instances. It's election interference. So I want to thank you for being here. We did nothing wrong at all.
I happen to agree. This is an opinion-based show for the most part. I mean, it's facts, but yes, I admit my bias. I admit where I'm coming from. I am pro-Trump. I like the policies. I also like the style. And I like him. And I think he's good for America. And quite frankly, I don't think it's right-wing. You know, right-wing has become a real pejorative. Our strong borders, right-wing, that used to be Democrat as well. Barack Obama said he wanted a strong border fence. Is keeping, I don't know, drag queens away from children at public school cool? Is that right wing? I think it's American. What about not getting into wars that go on forever, that are pointless, you know, and not winning them? Well, anyway, I'd like to bring in our expert panelists, please. We have Joe DeGeneva, former U.S. Attorney in Washington, D.C., and Mark Simone, the great iHeartRadio talk show host. So they did it again, and I think they still believe they're going to rattle our cage or rattle his. Joe, that is not going to happen, is it?
Agency to talk like he speaks for Trump.
No, I think the president will remain strong, President Trump. I do think, however, that the American system of justice is rattled, and I think it's taking some body blows that are very, very difficult for it to sustain. You cannot have 4 cases like this, which are so bereft of legal foundation, against the former president of the United States and not do severe damage to the public's trust in our judicial process. I think these 3 Democratic prosecutors who are bringing these 4 cases have done irreparable damage to our state and federal judicial processes and criminal systems. We don't know yet. We can't appreciate how deep the damage is. But as these cases proceed and they try to pick juries,
Trump fourth arrest covered live from the Garden.
Picking juries.
What doesn't KlLL?
We're going to see that irreparable damage has been done to our system by these Democrats. And make no mistake about it.
Yeah, but the big difference is they're just reporting so far. CNN was biased opinions the whole time.
No matter what the circumstances. And I recommend that everybody don't go to Atlanta. Make
California
them
Tiki.
pay.
Trump posted it on his Truth Social.
All right, well,
Laura
wait a
Violet.
second, though. I mean,
Patrick John
Welder had nothing to do with this.
Didn't hear
right?
that on CNN.
Yes, they did. They elected.
What kind of look is that LMAO?
I mean, look.
Pokey Don.
I live in New York.
Me too,
County,
fourth
Manhattan.
echelon fit.
Only
Tony
a
Z.
handful of people actually elected
Hello,
Alvin
Nay,
Bragg.
and everyone.
You know, they have these primaries on
Say
the
is
last
free.
day of school.
Hello, Token Tony Z. Pokey Don. Hey, Token. For the Shalafit. California Tiki. All it did was get us fired up, even more beaming face with smiling eyes. Nautilin. Hey, Token Tony Z. Sways. Hey, all. Laura Violet. Showing his motorcade. Biden doesn't have a motorcade half that size. Say is free. Hey, Sways.
Biden's motorcade.
Sways. See Trump's mug shot, not under the symbol.
You guys are so funny.
Prairie Kid. Evening, everyone. Token Tony Z.
Good evening.
Hi, Don Free T.
If that's not a go to hell look, I don't know what is LOL. Tula Tetro. Putting Trump's mugshot in the family album.
What'd you say, Sarver?
No, I was just saying good evening to whoever said good evening.
Tiki, Nautilin, JJ, Laura. Pokey Don. Hey, JJ. Laura Violet. Hey, JJJ. Hey, Token Tony Z. Sways. Biden face vomiting. Pokey Don.
Biden face vomiting.
Hey, Prairie. Nautilin. JJ waving hand.
What is this guy?
Subscribe. 0/200.
You won't know what hit you.
And a wild mob of maniacs showed up on Kavanaugh's front lawn in violation of the law. There's a specific law against that. But, Joe, you're a lawyer. Did he break the law right there?
I actually think he did threaten a Supreme Court justice, actually 2 of them, because he threatened Gorsuch as well. I do believe he broke the law. By the way, Chuck Schumer is a lawyer, and he should be disbarred for those comments. He should have been sanctioned by the United States Senate. He wasn't. But the New York bar did absolutely nothing about it. That's because the bar in New York is corrupt. They're completely controlled by the Democratic Party. Any other lawyer that did that would have had charges filed against them in the bar. Chuck Schumer
I can pause it, but there's no status bar.
is a disgrace, not as a politician. Of course, you know, politicians are what they are, but he's a disgrace as a lawyer. Anyone who would do that on the steps of the Supreme Court should be disbarred.
Yes, but I totally agree. And to show how corrupt it is, he's still a lawyer in good standing. They didn't threaten his law license. He goes on all the, all the shows, the Meet the Press. Nobody ever asks him about it. And cancel culture is so real, Mark Simone. I think, there are only a handful of lawyers willing to go on TV to defend Trump. Not because he's not right on the merits, but lawyers are afraid of losing clients. They're afraid of being blacklisted.
Yeah, everything they accused Richard Nixon of way back when, Democrats have done times 1,000, from weaponizing the FBI, the DOJ, the Justice Department, from, trying to cancel people, trying to make people outcasts. Everything that Democrats were against for 1,000 years, they've now embraced. I never thought, nobody ever thought they'd live to see this from Democrats. They're the ones supposed to be fighting all of this stuff. It's ridiculous.
Well, it's sad, it's tragic. It's also, somehow it's also kind of comical at the same time, I said earlier, and I think we're going to triumph. I know we're going to triumph. I don't know what it's going to look like. I'm so glad you guys are out there.
We're going to triumph.
Joe DeGenova, thank you so much, and Mark Simone, thank you.
Someone call themselves
all right.
news person.
We are expecting to hear from President Trump shortly. He's on.
He admits their opinion, but at the same time, it is so weird to say we when he's talking about freaking Donald Trump, man. At least try to pretend you've got some kind of level of fucking journalistic fucking non-bias.
Folks, I thank God for my wonderful wife, my kids, my country, the greatest nation ever. And Americans like you who believe in the truth, the Chris Salcedo Show will never stop fighting for you.
The journalists in Don't Look Up, man, it is so like that. It's so funny, man. Those guys were just so ignorant. It's just like, these guys are
lights with double the LED light that's twice as bright.
All right, so the light is twice as bright. That's nice. Okay, so... And John Bolton is speaking over here. I'm sure he's talking shit.
Trump, obviously, if he is convicted before the election, he'll appeal. He'll have that right. But in any sane society, somebody who's a convicted felon should step aside. The rules of the Republican Party should provide that if their presidential nominee is convicted, he'll be removed from that candidacy, and the party should pick somebody else. That's the argument I think the current candidates are going to have to make against Trump when they get to Iowa and New Hampshire, because of the documents case is the only case that's now even has a tentative trial date in May of next year, after most of the Republican caucuses and primaries. So they're going to have to tell voters, be very careful about voting for Donald Trump, because by the time we get...
Dude, like a Trump voter is going to be worried about that. Dude, shut up. You're an idiot. You're not even making sense right now.
As a hand grenade who is going to blow everyone up. He turned himself in also here in Georgia. We've also seen his mugshot. Does it make you feel like you were right?
Well, this is not a good place to be in. Donald Trump may be able to turn it to his political advantage, but everybody around him is going to be, I think, blown away by the blast effect of these various cases. This is the end of the career, the legal career, for a lot of the lawyers who are co-defendants in the Georgia case. Trump has an amazing way of escaping the damage he causes to everybody else, but I think the odds here are a lot of careers are ruined because of this.
Ambassador John Bolton, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Goes through so many people, he fires so many people.
Jake, back to you.
He doesn't care.
Thanks, Caitlin. It has been
like
quite a day of Donald Trump's fourth arrest. He has not been arraigned in this case. The three previous arrests had arraignments on the same day. This one did not. In that way, it was different from the three previous ones. Also, of course, the image on the right side of your screen, the mugshot of the 45th President of the United States. It's not the only mugshot that we've seen this week that might have caused us a moment of pause. Here is the man who in 2001 was Times Person of the Year, former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani. That's his mugshot for his 13 counts in the indictment in Fulton County, Georgia. Here is former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, not the first White House Chief of Staff to ever pose for a mugshot. Nixon's Chief of Staff, H.R. Bob Haldeman, also posed for one and ended up doing 18 months in prison. Here is political operative from Wisconsin, Kenneth Cheesebro, known or considered to be the architect of the fake electors scheme, perhaps less well-known a face. His request for a speedy trial is going to have an impact on what happens in this case. Let's bring in right now Pulitzer Prize-winning New York Times reporter Maggie Haberman to talk about this important day. And Maggie, obviously, Mr. Trump, and let's to be frank, it would be political malpractice for him not to do so. But he is using this mugshot and trying to raise money off of it, posting it on Truth Social. We know that the former president is someone who cares quite a bit about his image and like.
Okay, you took way too long, Jake. Shut up.
All energy production. We will be energy dominant again in this country. I showed it could be done in the state of Florida. I pledge to you as your president, we will get the job done, and I will not let you down.
So now, Newsmax is playing stuff from the debate.
It's a little bit too intense. It's like a football pep rally or something like that. I've heard Ron DeSantis say that. It was a fine point, but was it really all that and the hooting and the hollering? And, I like a genuine audience. Something not so genuine about this audience. Yeah, I know I'm talking about the audience, and it'll make sense here in a moment. The booing, sometimes I liked it, sometimes I didn't.
Mr. Ramaswamy, you were mentioned. You get 30 seconds.
So the reality is that today, Ukraine is not a priority for the United States of America.
Ukraine not the priority for the United States of America. They did not like hearing that, did they? So
no, they didn't like him. They started booing as soon as he started talking.
Who's in that crowd? It's not like they just put tickets online and anybody could buy them, all right? These are, well, President Trump called them out when he was campaigning for president at a debate in 2016.
Let me talk. Quiet. A lot of times, that's all of his donors and special interests out there. So,
donors and special interests, yes, that's who gets to go to these debates. And look, if I were moderating, if I were in charge of one of those commissions, I'm not, but I'd kick the audience out. And there's precedent for this, all right? Why is the audience in there, especially...
Would you put your laundry in there tonight so in the morning I can start it?
Okay.
Thank you.
The greatest debate possibly of all time, maybe most significant, Nixon versus Kennedy. Guess what? No audience in the room. Just a couple of cameramen and 2 or 3 moderators, and that was it. A lot of debates are still done this way. I've seen local elections, statewide elections. I think this is something in California. No audience. And, the people can watch it on TV, right? Also, I didn't like some of the questions. They were very fake news-ish, right? And this kind of stuff.
Crime has been on the rise in Florida, Governor DeSantis. How do you stop crime?
Well, actually, crime's at a 50-year low in Florida.
Not in Miami.
We're happy with that. Well, the statewide, it's a 50-year low.
I can't believe it, all right? Not in Miami. Like, they were waiting to say that, and DeSantis is right. I'm for Trump, but DeSantis was right, and they're just acting like fake news people. And then there was this one. You heard that country song that some people are talking about?
These rich men know the rich men, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do.
They made him listen to this, and then asked him a question about it. All right, I know some people are wild about that song. I happen to not be. These people are busy running for president. They got to raise money. They're not sitting around listening to the radio. That song is great for some people. It's only 2 weeks old, and they kind of assumed that everybody would know about the song. It was obvious some didn't, and they just kind of punted the question away, and that's fine. They're allowed to do that. I put this up as a gotcha question a little bit. No gotcha questions, okay? I don't think you have to have gotcha questions. I don't even know if you have to have questions. Just put a topic up. Immigration. Discuss. You have 5 minutes, and is it up to them to control the debate? Maybe it's up to Nikki Haley to make herself heard, right? Also, did you see this?
So, if you were president, Governor Christie, would you level with the American people about what the government knows about these possible encounters?
Martha, and especially coming from a woman from New Jersey, I think it's horrible that just because I'm from New Jersey, you asked me about unidentified flying objects and Martians. We're different.
Chris? Were they going to have drinks afterwards? I think she was just a little bit too enjoying the moment. I don't know, right? Okay, all right, no flirting in debates. What? Is that a rule? Yes, that's a rule. No flirting in debates. All right. Folks are not impressed with, I hate to nitpick here, but we're waiting for the president. And sorry, Mike Pence, he didn't get to speak until I think 4th or 5th. And when he did speak, it took him a long time.
Vice President Pence, why would you be better at this issue than Governor DeSantis? Governor DeSantis on the campaign trail refers to your administration as not finishing the wall.
Right. Look.
It takes him a long time to warm up and then say not so much. So here's another suggested rule. He's got to talk faster, okay? Talk faster. And then there was this moment. Let's take this one in together. I don't quite remember.
You make me laugh because you sit here in an answer. You sit here in an answer right. You sit here in an answer.
Go ahead, Governor Christie.
Hold on, Governor Christie.
Hold on.
I'm not a big Chris Christie fan, so I don't care who was booing. I enjoyed this moment. He had it coming. Vivek, I think, said your whole life is based on grievance and aggression or something like that. And who is Chris Christie to talk like this?
Here's the bottom line. Someone's got to stop normalizing this conduct. Okay? Now, whether or not you believe that the criminal charges are right or wrong, the conduct is beneath the office of President of the United States.
After the roll among. All right, so big words from Mr. Gubernatorial, Mr. Wannabe Presidential himself. This is how Chris Christie got famous, all right? Bullying people.
And let me tell you something. After you graduate from law school, you conduct yourself like that in the courtroom, your rear end's going to get thrown in jail, idiot.
She should really be embarrassed at what a jerk she is. So listen, you want to have the conversation later? I'm happy to have it, buddy. But until that time, sit down and shut up.
I mean, there's no style there, right? President Trump can be tough, but this is just kind of vicious and blunt and kind of thuggish too. So I don't think he should be talking about how anybody should behave. And Christie, grow up and give up. This is not happening. All right, now what is happening, we hope, is our discussion with President Trump. All right, he's in the plane on his way back from Atlanta. Here is the already iconic, super viral, like never seen before mugshot. They want to destroy him. They're only helping him.
Seymour Cannabis.
That's true.
Cheers.
Do you shop for vitamins at Walmart? Force Factor products powerfully improve your health, but they're also delicious. Easy to
half a line of Force Factor 1 because Force Factor 1 gets me going in the morning. Take it from me, Alex Jones. I love Force Factor 5. Force Factor 2, I put that shit in the dirt. I am at the Force Factor 5 level. I've got a suit on and no tie, but I want you to listen to what I have to say anyway. I want you to take me seriously, even though I'm not taking you seriously. That's right. I'm an asshole, but I'm going to put my hands together like I'm Andrew Tate. That's right, because I think that's important. Yes, that's right. Look at my hands. That's right. I've got big hands. That's right. And no tie. That's right. Look at this guy. He's got no tie either, because we don't care about you. That's right. Buy this stuff. Buy it now. Look what we've got to sell you. We're selling you gold. Buy some more gold. Get gold from us. We'll make some money off you. Let us make money off you now. That's right. Buy gold. Let us get commission now. Gold, 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 gold. I've got gray hair, so you trust me. That's right. We want to sell you more gold. Look, I've got a silver ring on, but buy gold. He had a silver ring on. Oh, it's actually white gold. Cheers, everyone. Cheers, everyone saying cheers. Swayze.
Hold on, let me pack one.
Swayze's here. Talking about
I can pack one.
Talking shit about some pizza and shit. Talking some shit about some pizza.
I have one packed. Give it us.
Hello, you're getting into cheers to cyber. Cheers, everybody in the chats.
Cheers, bro. Cheers, everybody.
Let's listen to Maggie Haberman talk some massive shit.
Justin Clark was arguing with Rudy Giuliani, and Trump basically sided with Giuliani. And that was the moment that set everything that happened after that in motion.
Unlike Donald Trump's previous arrests, this one was in prime time. Do you think that was a deliberate choice? Because not because he wanted to avoid traffic in Jersey, but because he wanted this prime time coverage where more people are at home and more televisions are on?
I think he certainly prefers getting out his side and what he wants to say, Jake. But I think this was probably an easier time at the jail where it was less busy. I mean, we're talking about a wildly famous criminal defendant and trying to figure out how to work around that, work around somebody who has Secret Service protection. The size of that motorcade was massive. It is not exactly like Donald Trump is someone who rolls light. It's not the same as Mark Meadows getting processed as he was hours earlier, or Rudy Giuliani yesterday, despite all of the attention around Rudy Giuliani. This has a lot of mechanics to it. Now, I'm sure that they would have accommodated him if it had been earlier, but I think it just would have been a different scenario for him going to that jail.
One thing I wanted to ask you, in the indictment, because you and I have talked about that December 18th meeting quite a bit. December 18th, 2021, you just 2020 rather, you just reminded folks that he was sitting, and this is where people on the...
So I'm going to mute CNN. I'm going to let you... I know you'd rather listen to Newsmax
Improve.
ads.
Get clinically proven results. Find Onyx at Walgreens, Walmart, Rite Aid, and CVS.
There you go. Like I said, a second, right?
Seconds ago. Seconds ago. This is great news. He's back on Twitter. President Trump on Twitter. He just tweeted the mugshot. The mugshot. Election interference, never surrender. DonaldJTrump.com. Mugshot. August 24th, 2023. Welcome back. The last tweet, I believe, was January 6th, 2021. Who could have imagined on that day, who could have imagined that that day would be, which was a bad day, but it would be so, I think, exploited. It was exploited, and so many lies were told about January 6th. And who could have believed that Donald Trump would be 45 points ahead in the Republican primary polls, and 7 points right now, 8 points in one poll in front of Joe Biden. So to recap real quick, and we will be speaking to Donald Trump shortly. The plane landed in Atlanta and taxied in. This is a familiar drill. We saw this. When did he take the plane? I guess he took the plane down to Miami. What was that case? The documents case. Then there's this one, and then there's what? Alvin Bragg, and I mean, they're all kind of blending together. It's look, it is what it is. It doesn't shock us anymore. It kind of, I don't know. It's almost entertaining. It's sad and tragic at the same time. It definitely is.
It looks like I made the right choice to leaving Newsmax on, right on
in these
everybody.
circumstances. It's an amazing thing. So from the plane, it was into a. I haven't seen him in a motorcade like this, well, probably since the Miami arrest. I do remember that motorcade, a huge presidential scale motorcade. And then it was into the, well, I guess it was the jail, the Fulton County Jail. Got that mugshot. And again, fascinatingly and maddeningly, all of this was covered by the media. That's fine, obsessed with Donald Trump. But at this moment, when he had something to say to the people, all the networks cut away, except for Newsmax and I think one other. They would not let their viewers see what President Trump had to say.
It has not gone up yet.
They don't trust their viewers. I mean, what would be the problem? They can see it, yet their viewers, their listeners, their readers can't be exposed. It is so unfair and so arrogant, so elitist, isn't it? And here's something that's quite elitist. You know, January 6th, this case revolves around the election in January 6th, and I said a moment ago it was exploited, and it was. I remember this moment, watching on TV, January 6th, just seeing images, watching, and, you know, we had just gotten through Black Lives Matter summer, and I was watching, and the words the anchors were using and uttering, to me, did not match what I and we could see. Take a look.
But nor do yours, bro.
This is the United States of America, and we're watching protesters try to undermine the course of an election, a constitutional process, through force, by storming the United States Capitol.
Look at that. That is outside. Jake, I'm sorry to interrupt, but look at those pictures. Have you ever seen anything like that? I mean, these are protesters outside on the steps of the Capitol. They're physically in there.
Well, it's a fitting end to an era that has been characterized by lawlessness.
Fitting end?
So I watched those images and I heard their words and it didn't seem to match. Now, some bad things happened on that day. A lot of that, though, we didn't see until much later. And so watch this, a little experiment. The same images, but we turn the volume down. No commentary, just images. Watch.
Yeah, dude, it still looks like a whole bunch of people are trying to get into the Capitol, man. It doesn't matter.
It actually looks, could I say peaceful?
No, it doesn't, because we've seen all of it, you dumbass.
It was almost like those commentators were wishing something
that were peaceful. Show where they were trying to breach the freaking doors and attacking with bicycle racks.
Encouraging something to happen, perhaps?
You're a fucking cunt.
I have to do this one more time. Dana Bash on CNN. Again, the intensity, almost like they were wishing for bad things.
Shit, dude. You know what? You guys, that guy's a piece of shit. And you gotta admit that shit about Newsmax. I'll totally admit the people at CNN are liars and shit. You gotta admit this motherfucker's full of shit, too. And you guys know what happened at the fucking Capitol. So, you know, try to fucking tell Ashley Babbitt how peaceful it was. Oh, that's right, you can't, because she got fucking shot and dead. Right? Right. Anybody that's in denial of that shit, man? I mean, I hope you watch this shit. You take a big grain of salt with this fucking dumb cunt motherfucker. Holy shit. Because, you know, yeah, he'll say some things that I agree with, but there's just way too much of that bullshit in there. And him saying that it's opinion, it ain't enough for me, dude. He's opinion and full of lies and bullshit. That's effed up. Dude said what we were telling Nay about the volume. What were you telling me about the volume? Nay, turn your volume up and the TV volume down, please. There's no TV on, man. What are you talking about? Are you hearing the TV?
I'm on. I don't hear what he's called at least.
I mean, if they're hearing fucking TV, I got it muted. I mean, maybe they're hearing it from my headphones feed or something. I don't know. What were you telling me about the... We can't hear you talk. Pokey Dawn says, we can't hear you talk. Dude, you're the first one to say that all night. What do you mean you can't hear me talk?
Delbert Grady. Smoking a raw joint, what's up, Nay?
What's up, Delbert? Just the Newsmax stream. The volume was loud and your volume was low. No longer hear it. Okay. Alright, well maybe it was coming from desktop audio.
Court, particularly taking a state law and really stretching its meaning to fit the moment, that it would actually help him politically.
I hear you.
So, and it doesn't. It's not damaging him, and that's what I think really has Democrats panicking. I actually think behind the scenes they may be panicking, and they're thinking of, well, how do we take this? How do we still inflict damage? Judge Ludig, who I think has lost his mind. I actually really do believe that. Sorry, but listen to what he said yesterday.
I believe to a certainty that there will be secretaries of states in several of the states who will decline to place the former president on the ballot.
He wants secretaries of state actively encouraging them to not put him, saying that, well, he's guilty of insurrection, so that's justification to take him off. Now, number one, he's not even been charged with insurrection. I find what he is saying a clear and present danger to democracy. What do you think of that?
I think I agree with you. This is a very, very dangerous area. Now, Mike Ludig, whom I know, very well respected judge.
I fucking don't like him. I don't like most of the shit this moron says, but I totally agree with this point,
gifted guy has now adopted this theory,
the judge
which came about from some law professor friends of his and colleagues of his.
So I'll give you the straight shit,
allegations that Donald Trump may have had something to do with the slowdown in the count. It was delayed by 6 hours of the electoral votes on January 6th that Donald Trump gave aid to an insurrection, and therefore state secretaries of state who would run the ballots can keep his name.
Tula Tetro. They are probably talking about screen share.
He is basing this on state secretaries of state keeping the names of ex-Confederate officers who fought a war against the Union in the war between the states. The secretaries of state kept their names off the ballot. There's no comparison between the two.
Look at this ad.
Donald Trump is not accused of an act of violence. Donald Trump is innocent until proven guilty. He's not been proven to have had anything to do with an insurrection. As you point out, he hasn't even been charged with it. But this is a conservative group, the Federalist Society of all people. You asked me about going on the Supreme Court. They're the folks that did all the screening for Donald Trump, and two of their leading lights, among whom is Judge Ludig, are coming up with this theory that independent secretaries of state can say, no, because of what you did or didn't do on January 6th, you can't get your name on the ballot in our state. Not going to happen.
Is a traitor.
Judge Napolitano, so appreciated. By the way, why I said what I said about Judge Ludig, he said during the January 6 hearings that he thought Donald Trump and his supporters are, his words, a clear and present danger to American democracy.
I've seen Newsmax make sense, actually, when Mike Lindell was on, the My Pillow guy, and the guy that was interviewing him said, I don't want to talk about the election stuff. And then he pulls out all this paperwork and starts saying, I've got all of this evidence. And he's like, I told you not to bring up the election stuff. Because, Fox News had just gone through a $1.3 billion lawsuit over it. And I don't blame the guy. And Mike Lindell didn't give a fuck. And that guy was like, you know what? I quit or whatever. He either got up and left or he cut the thing or something, man. But I gave him credit for that shit. I think it was Newsmax or One America Network. It was one or the other. I think it was Newsmax. That was impressive. At least he had the balls to stand up to Mike Lindell, because Mike Lindell just doesn't make sense. He never produces any evidence. He always says he has it. He always has all these papers. And then he shows them to people. People are like, yeah, none of this means anything. It's fucking weird, dude. That guy's the biggest con man. I mean, Give him credit for the pillow. The My Pillow's a good pillow. It's a good quality product. Absolutely. He's a good salesman. Absolutely. He should have fucking stuck with that. You know, he does not help Donald Trump at all. He makes Donald Trump look bad. He makes it look like people are fucking whack jobs like Sidney Powell did, like out of their fucking minds, crazy. You know? What this Trump shit is really about, right? Root for Rumble. It's not the election thing. Root for Rumble. What's this Trump shit really about? Tell us now. Root for Rumble. Tell us. Fill us in. Root for Rumble. Root for Rumble's got it, guys. Everybody listen to Root for Rumble. We can't hear you in the back. It's a traitor show, basically. You can't see your profile.
Zach Nord.
Love that.
Number 1.
Zach, number 1. Number 1. Zach, number 1. Root for Rumble, waiting on you. You got us all waiting. We're waiting. Look, this guy, Mike Huckabee is hawking fucking drugs. He's a fucking drug fucking barker. It's so crazy, dude. It's such a racket. These fucking kooks. Him and his whack job fucking daughter, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Oh my God. Don't you dare talk anything bad about the Huckabees. We love the Huckabees. Don't you dare. We love what she's doing for the children in Arkansas. What are you doing, Nay? Why are you speaking badly on our Sarah Huckabee Sanders? Don't you dare talk bad on our Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Sarah Fuckabee. Putting children in fucking child labor, dude, slave labor for kids. Somebody already died. A child already died. You guys hear about that? It's because of that dumb
No.
bitch. So, this guy that was just on TV, his name's Mike Huckabee. He's he ran for president of the United States. He's a piece of fucking human garbage, though, and he's some kind of a preacher or whatever. And his daughter was the spokesperson for the White House under Donald Trump. Her name was Sarah Huckabee Sanders. You remember her? She was brunette, kind of chunky, and real dull looking woman for a while. And she was just a total bitch, and everybody fucking hated her. Well, she now has become like a governor or something in like Arkansas or somewhere. And she has passed legislation there allowing kids like 13 years or something like that to work in like factories and shit. And one of the kids died the other day. It's one that already died. This legislation just passed like within the last 6
Dilbert
months.
Grady.
The kids already died.
Yo, Nay, have you ever had a gyro or a
Jesus
pizza
Christ.
puff?
Yeah.
Chicago Classics.
She don't give a fuck. It's freedom. They got the freedom to work and support their parents. It's a hard economy under Biden. It's all Biden's fault. You ever had a gyro? Yes. No, I don't know what a pizza puff is, but it sounds good. I don't know what's a pizza puff. What's a pizza puff? Is a pizza puff like a fucking, I forgot what it's called. God bless America. I forgot what they're called. I had one the other day too. It's like a pizza fucking folded on itself. I forgot what it's called. Trump returns to Fox, formerly Twitter. I guess we should listen in, huh?
And I mean, I am great. I feel, weirdly optimistic. It's a tragic day, but somehow I think it's all going to work out. What are you thinking right now?
Well, first, man, I'm pissed. And look, after every one of these silly indictments from the radical left, it's really bone chilling to see.
It's not the radical left. It's just a couple people. Why do you blame the whole goddamn left?
That they are willing
you
to
fucking
unwind
idiot.
the very institutions
Dude, I'm sick of this
government
shit. This
to
divisive
extract some
bullshit.
political revenge. And this is a very terrible thing for the country.
You can't take people like this seriously, guys. It's not the whole left. It's not everybody on the left that's persecuting Donald Trump, okay? It's a few people that press these charges, that are doing these cases and shit. Some of these people involved are just doing their jobs and whatever. It's not the whole goddamn liberal left. And that kind of rhetoric just fucking sickens me. And I can't take this shit. It's just too divisive. How do I get rid of this one? I don't even know how to get rid of this. Dude, how do I get rid of this one? Oh, is that a video camera? That's right, it's that. It's a video camera. It's funny. I'm so stupid, man. I've been trying to turn that off for an hour. Let's get the chat read back here.
0/200. Save the children. Root for Rumble. He pissed some connected nerds off high up and wouldn't let the elite play at his golf courses. Root for Rumble. Or stay at any of his hotels. Root for Rumble. Or play at his casinos. Root for Rumble. So now Trump is in jail, other people can have a turn at the golf course. Pokey-Don. Trump is not in jail. Say is free. He's already using it for marketing, LOL. Definitely a Trump win. Token Tony Z.
Definitely.
Ginnacati. Pokey-Don. I would too. Gold mine. Say is free. To be fair, nay, he said radical left, he didn't include everyone on the left. Laura Violet.
That's fair, but...
Absolutely 100 points nay.
It's not the radical left.
Laura Violet.
It's not the radical
right,
left.
Also.
He called the entire
Rhinos.
left radical.
Root for Rumble.
You know, you look at the
all
way
this
you
court
want to look at
stuff
it,
is
I'll
just
look at the way I
busying
want to
Trump
look at
up.
it.
His swing is off and his golf average is dropping. Subscribe. 0/200.
It's not the radical
Rumble.
left. It's a few people.
About us.
It's a fucking prosecutor
Careers.
in one town. It's a
Our apps.
prosecutor in another town.
Developers.
You know, it's not the whole
Advertising.
fucking radical left.
Store. Terms and conditions.
You know, no matter how you no matter how you want to look at it, it ain't the fucking radical left. You know, it's a prosecutor in Georgia. It's a prosecutor in New York. You know, it's a prosecutor wherever the fuck in Washington, and it's a prosecutor in whatever other state it is. It's just divisive and it's bullshit. And you can try to rationalize for that motherfucker all you want, or you can listen to me, somebody who really cares about you and is trying to tell you the truth. That cunt motherfucker, he don't give a fuck about you. He doesn't care if you get your ass beat down in the street over his fucking cause. He doesn't fucking care.
Hung Ryman 321. Goddamn man, I haven't seen you in about 10 years. When did the hair come off?
Hungry Man 321, probably a year ago, bro. What's up? Welcome back. You got Rumble going on. You guys, you're on Kick, huh? I'm on Rumble. If you guys want that Rumble link, there's a link.
Nay's Garden.
Oh, it says ... HTML. I don't think it's gonna work. I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's a weird link. Kind of linked up weird. I don't get it. Trump's rolling 24/7. He is tired. The Tucker-Trump interview was better than the debate, but Trump did look a bit tired. Who it was? I was just saying he hadn't included all of the left. Well, I'm saying he is. I'm saying he just labeled the whole left radical. So you say whatever the fuck you want, and I'll say whatever the fuck I want. You know, you can believe what you believe, and I'll believe what I believe. How fair is that? Isn't that fair? You're going to keep arguing it with me? I know what you said. You said it. You said it. Oh, Anthony, he's a big boy. He knows what he said. You said it. Trump talking now. Where is Trump talking now? Where does Trump speak? Is it live on Newsmax?
Like a woman that I never saw before, other than that she took a picture 25 years ago on a line, on a contributors line or something, or charity line. Everything, it's just like one thing after the next. And what they want to do is they want to try and wear you out, which they never do, but they want to wear you out. Just an absolute horrible thing that they're doing, and I've never seen anything like it. This is third world country, and I really believe they're getting hit by it. You know, we were going, there were tremendous crowds in Atlanta, and they were so friendly. so friendly. But this is a radical left district attorney, as we have in New York and as we have in all the
Market's
other
moving up,
places,
guys.
whether it's district attorney or AGs. We have that in New York.
Oh, shit, Cardano.
They're going after all for nothing.
Oh,
I mean,
fuck.
the AG case, they have no case against me at all.
That can't be right.
Do it to try and get elected, but they also do it in coordination with the Department of Injustice in Washington. Terrible thing. Never happened before.
You know, it's not working for them. I mean, so far, I don't think they ever could have dreamt that you would be going up in the polls and beating everybody by 40 points and beating Joe Biden. Tucker asked you last night, I think, you know, do you think they're going to try to kill you? There's going to be, they're panicking. I think they're panicking and they're going to try something else. Are you worried about that? Are your lawyers worried about that? Is there something else you think they could pull? Judge Ludig said he wants to pull you off the ballot. Have secretaries of state pull you off the ballot because he says you're an insurrectionist, which you're not even been charged with. Are you worried?
Well, I watched this guy. He seems like a maniac. I don't know what his problem is, but he looks like a really troubled guy. And
60
everybody
people watching the show,
laughs
guys.
at it. Even over at CNN are laughing at it. And now their ratings are so low it doesn't matter whether or not they laugh. But I have to tell you that they will stoop to know what to try and win an election. They cheated like nobody can believe on the last one, and they want to do it again. This is going to be a different form of cheating. This is a cheating that's going to be election interference. And I think what's happening is there's really been a backlash against it. I've seen tremendous backlash, not only on your show, and you've been so incredible, but on so many shows that you wouldn't even think about it, and articles where even Democrats say, don't do it, please. You're making a terrible mistake. But I went through an experience today that I never thought I'd have to go through. But then I've gone through the same experience 3 other times. In my whole life, I didn't know anything about indictment, and now I've been indicted like 4 times, and all by the radical left, and it's in coordination, absolutely in coordination with the Justice Department.
So, Mr. President, you're unique. You can take it. We got a picture of the 19, I think, co-defendants, and some of them, they're not possibly built like you. Some of them are just ordinary people. You got some people who just wrote a letter or wrote a memo, and now they've been charged and booked and all that stuff. And some people, I think Rudy Giuliani, he almost lives for it. I admire him so much. How do you view these 19? Do you view them? Are you in this together? They say co-defendants, and how do you view them? Are you one team? And also, I think they're trying to make this trial happen in October, which sounds kind of crazy.
Well, they wait 3 years to do it, and they take their time. Everything takes their time, and this is not only here, but also deranged Jack, who is absolutely, he's like a lunatic. He's gone crazy. But they waited years to get to go through a case, and then they drop it right in the middle of the election when I'm leading Biden by 5 or 6 points at least. But right in the middle of the election, they drop it. And I tell you, you just said something that's very true. I looked at some of the other mugshots. Can you believe it? And Rudy's a tough guy, and Rudy can handle it. He's greatest mayor, and your father was the greatest police commissioner, but the greatest mayor in the history of the city of Rudy shouldn't be going through this. He didn't do anything wrong. He's the one, and we all are the ones that question the election. The ones they should go after are the ones that rigged the election. That's the ones that should be in trouble, not the ones that are trying to get to the bottom of what happened. It's a very sad thing, but Rudy can handle it. But I look at some of the other people. Now, I don't know a lot of those people. I don't even know that I've met a lot of those people, but some I do. And their lives are destroyed by these maniacs. These are animals. These are vicious animals that have destroyed the lives of these people. And Greg, it's so sad to see. And they don't have a lot of money, and some of them did almost nothing. They don't even know what they're being charged for. I have counts where you're going to love this. Chris Ruddy will be thrilled. But one of the things is I told people Newsmax. Did you know that? That was one of my counts. I told people to watch Newsmax.
We love it, sir. We love it,
Mr.
Mr.
People to watch Newsmax.
Thank you for that.
So it's, I hope you don't get charged. You'll probably get charged because I mentioned your name.
Roasted garlic.
So, but I think you'll be okay.
I think it's a badge of honor, quite frankly, and let's see what happens. Mr. President, the debate last night, I'm sure you caught at least some of it. Did you see a potential vice president on that stage? Did you really see somebody who might be eligible? And overall, what'd you think?
Well, first of all, I did a interview with Tucker Carlson, who's a terrific guy. And I don't know if you saw the number of views, but it was a record-setting number. It was, they say it could be close to 300 by the time it finishes. And right now it's up to, I think, 257 million. And it is bigger than the biggest ever interview was Oprah with Michael Jackson. I don't know if you know that, but that's the all-time biggest. And I think we've doubled it up. So something's going on. Our country is dying for a good country again. We're a failing nation. We're a failing country. And they're absolutely, they're looking forward to getting back to what we had. I had the safest borders, the biggest tax cuts. We had everything was doing so well. Our military was great. Russia would have never happened with Ukraine. China would never be thinking about it. We had a country that people want to get back to. And that's why we had the numbers. As far as the stage last night, I thought Vivek, as we say, did very well. Actually, it was Vivek, like cake. But I thought he was very good. I especially liked where I said I was the greatest president in his lifetime and long beyond. That's pretty good. I said, are you sure he's running against me? But I thought he was very good. I wasn't impressed with a lot. I mean, Christie got booed out of the room. He literally should have walked off the stage. I've been watching debates for a long time. I've never seen anyone booed like that. Asa, I call him Ada Hutchinson. He shouldn't even be there. He's wasting room. He's wasting space, and he's wasting time. The guy's got like 0.5%, and he doesn't stop. And
Dude, Donald Trump is speaking from his plane, I bet.
He says bad things about me. I don't even know him. But I don't think
sense.
that, I actually like the governor. I respect him a lot. He was great. He endorsed me twice.
It's a special
the governor of North Dakota,
a Wi-Fi phone,
who I thought was, I think he's got something very good about him. He's a high-quality person, considered a very high-quality man.
You haven't mentioned
pretty much. I thought a lot of them were way off base.
Sure, DeSantis. He's become less of a factor, but we'd like to play this for you. Listen to this if you don't mind.
And I can tell you this, as your president, I will never let the deep state bureaucrats lock you down. You don't take somebody like Fauci and coddle him. You bring Fauci in, you sit him down, and you say, Anthony, you are fired.
So I don't know if you could make that out. I think he said the word coddled. He seems to be accusing you of coddling Fauci.
So let me tell you about Ron DeSantis, as I call him. Without me, he wouldn't be governor. He was failing desperately. He came to me, begged me for endorsement. I gave him the endorsement, and he went up like a rocket ship. He was failing. He was already out of the campaign. He was being beaten badly by Adam Putnam, who was the agricultural commissioner.
Let's see if he answers.
And then I had him pass a very hot candidate at the time, a very, very hot candidate at the time in the general election. But he wouldn't have even gotten a nomination. He was down by 35, 40, tremendous amount. And I will tell you that he loved Dr. Fauci. And I'll send you some articles tomorrow. He said, let's not do anything. We don't have the approval of Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci, Dr. Fauci. That's all he talked about is Dr. Fauci. This guy forgets history. The other thing with the sanctums is, and you have to remember this, very disloyal guy, because you don't do that when somebody gets you elected, that you say, yes, I'd be proud to run against him. Oh, that's nice. But I'll tell you, he loved Fauci, but he also locked down the state. His beaches were locked down. His roads were locked down. His hope, he's trying to pretend that none of this stuff happened. Now, if you look at somebody like McMaster, Henry McMaster from South Carolina, if you look at Kristi Noem of South Dakota, some of the Republicans, they really didn't lock down. But Ron locked down Florida. I was there, and I can tell you. And he puts to pretend he's got Fox behind him, although Fox has now given up on him entirely, I think. They're trying to find somebody else. They're looking for somebody else. Just like in 2016, they fought me all the way. At the end, they said, oh, we'd love to. First phone call I got was from Murdoch, but the president of China's call first, and then I took other calls, and then I took Rupert. But Rupert's not somebody that he and I don't get along very well. You know, it's very interesting. Go to the World Trade Center. They were going to be a tenant of Trade Center, which was like terrible. I'm talking about the new World Trade Center. They were going to move out of Midtown. They're building, and I convinced Rupert not to do it. You're making a mistake. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's a wrong look. You have something good. Send your lease and get options to buy and all this. I gave them great advice, and they didn't move. They were all set to move. I'm sure the people at the World Trade Center weren't so thrilled with me, but I got Fox, that whole News Corp, not to move. I was a big favor. Right now they have a much better location, better building, you know, better everything. I did him big favors, but he's another one that. So I will tell you that I think that the sanctimonious, if you look at his record, you're going to see something that's so different from what people say. As an example, Florida was third in the nation in death. Now that's a horrible scorecard.
You hear that?
But Florida was third in death.
There it is.
He was a big believer in the vaccines. This guy had lines for miles of people getting vaccines. Now he pretends like, oh, you think about vaccines. I mean, he really does. I don't want to call people liars, but if you check his record, it's easy. I will send you stories on, he said, I'll do anything without the approval of Dr. Fauci. I mean, I have stories all over the place. And then eventually, when it became not a good thing to say that, all of a sudden he said, Dr. Fauci, who is that? So, you know, look, this guy is, he's dropped like a rock. He's dropped like an ailing bird.
He never answered the question about Fauci. He just spoke for 5 minutes or more.
Very, very, he's just somebody with a very short memory.
So the RNC kind of seems out to get you. I mean, listen, Fox is, they turned on you, not all of them, but most of them. And the RNC, they've arranged 2 debates at Fox News. It seems like maybe they did that because they had the understanding that you might not be treated fairly over there on Fox News. What do you think of that?
Florida's COVID record. What?
No, I think the RNC has been good to me. I really do. I mean, you know, they go with, I think Ron is a very good person. We've gotten along for a long time. She ran my whole Michigan area when I won Michigan in 2016. I then did much better in 2020 than I did in 2016, but that's another story. But she ran Michigan, and she won. And because of that, I was instrumental in getting her to head the RNC. She's very good. She's a very good person. They got her around election time. People are doing things with ballots that are not good. The weakness there is the Republicans have to get smart around election time. And I'm not just talking about the ballots. Sure, it's wonderful whether you vote on Tuesday or whatever. But the big thing is we don't want fake ballots put in. Okay, that's nobody ever talks about it. We don't want fake ballots put in. And that's the most important thing. And you have to be very careful what the Republican Party has to guard. I call it guarding against theft and bad things happening around election time. You know, we used to have a thing called election day. Now I call it election period because some of these things are 60 days in voting. And it's like an election period. And it's ridiculous. It would be wonderful if we could get back to paper or ballot, same-day voting, and voter ID. You know, the Democrats don't want voter ID. You know why they don't want that? Because they want it very easy. Interestingly, though, the Democrat leaders don't want it, but the Democrats...
Voter ID discriminates against poor people that can't afford it. If you provide free voter ID for everybody, then I totally support it. The government pays for it. You put it out there. I totally support it.
Yeah, I don't get that just because you're poor you cannot vote. That's...
Yeah, well, you can't afford the ID. ID costs $25 or whatever, and they need to eat, you know?
You want to be president, you have to represent everybody, not just Republicans or conservatives. You got to represent everybody, including Democrats. And I guess my question is, at some point, I mean, you're trying to secure the Republican nomination, and it looks like you will. It looks like you got a lock. At some point, will you, traditionally alter the message for the general election? Is there a way? Because quite frankly, they're cutting you off from a good chunk of the country. The comments you made just before you got on the plane to come home from Atlanta, everybody was covering your every move and they didn't cover that. They all cut away, other than Newsmax and I think Fox.
Right.
They didn't
No,
carry
Fox
those
cut 'em
remarks, so they're trying to cut you off from Democrats
he's trying to say nice things about Fox.
you know, people
Fox
who
cut
might
away
be in the
too.
middle. But I
It was
think
so weird
that
that Fox
actually
did
you could appeal to some of
Yeah.
them, but you might have to talk to them in a different way, maybe, because that's what some people say. You know, you got to do for the general election. Have you thought about along those lines? Is there a way to win over some people who are not for you right now?
Sure, I want to be the president for all of the people, Greg, and I think that's what's going to happen. I mean, we're way ahead of the Republicans, and I'm leading Biden by 6 and 7 points, which is driving, you know, the leadership of the party crazy. Why they do all of the things that you see about today with the election interference and all of this, and they want to take away your right to protest an election or the right of free speech. But no, if you look back on prior to COVID coming in, we were having an amazing time getting along with Democrats, with everybody. It was an amazing period of time. African American, Asian American, Hispanic, everybody was doing the best they've ever done. Women, men, people homeless, people without, everybody was doing well, and it was all coming together. Then we had COVID, we had to rebuild it again, and we did rebuild it again. That was higher when I left than just prior to it coming in. But no, you want to be the president of all of the people, and the Republicans understand that too.
Well, Mr. President, we thank you for your time. It's so horrible that this is happening, but it's kind of amazing at the same time. You are winning, and they did not think that this was going to happen. Not in a million years would they have addressed this scenario. 40 points on top, and crushing Biden by about 7 points in the latest poll. How are you sleeping, by the way? In your book a long time ago, you said you slept 4 hours a night. Are you still a 4 hour a night guy? What you got a routine when it comes to that?
No, but more or less. But I do sleep soundly, and I don't let it bother me because it is what it is. It's a horrible thing, and really it helps that when you have poll numbers like this, that means the people understand it. But you mentioned something before. Those people that have been so unfairly dragged into this, these are high quality people. They don't even know why they're brought in, and those people have to be released.
Because they broke the law, Donald. They're charged, and they're going to probably all go to jail.
It's just a horrible thing.
There's a lot of evidence.
I don't even know some of these
fake
people.
electors, they're on video.
You look at them, and they're older. They got involved in the greatest movement in the history of our country, Make America Great Again, MAGA. And these other people are trying to...
Did we lose him? Mr. President, you hear me?
He's on a plane.
All right, listen, you're breaking up, and we got to let you go. I think you're about to land. Mr. President, if you can still hear me, we thank you very, very much. And this mugshot is something else. And welcome back to Twitter. All right, well, anyway, hey, that was a great connection when you consider it was a plane. He's on the plane the entire time. I don't think I've ever had that kind of strong connection.
Amazing.
Hey, I'd like to bring in Mike Davis, the former clerk to Neil Gorsuch, and also Mark Simone. You guys are eavesdropping on my phone call, I think, and that's thank you. What'd you think? He sounds great. It's vintage Trump. He's not down. He doesn't get down.
His mom is royalty of Ireland.
A privilege to talk to him, by the way. What did you think, Mr. Davis?
Token Tony.
It's great to hear from the 45th and 47th President of the United States, and if these Democrats think that they're going to stop Teflon Don with this 5-front lawfare, these 4 indictments, and the civil fraud lawsuit by Tish James in New York, they have another thing coming. The American people see right through this. They see that it's political. And we're not going to let Democrat prosecutors and Democrat judges and Democrat juries and Democrat hellholes like New York and D.C. and Atlanta pick the next president of the United States. The American people are going to pick the next president of the United States, and Democrats are going to feel like their puppy got ran over by Donald Trump's lawnmower on November 5th, 2024.
Mark Simone, the one and only. You know what I mean? There is no human being in the world remotely like that man.
And I resent the fact that you make us follow the greatest guest in the world, the biggest exclusive blockbuster interview. Now we have to follow this? Can't I come on after Donnie Deutsch or somebody like that?
That was a blockbuster.
I thought he was in great spirits. The strength was there. When you asked him if he has trouble sleeping, I could tell it didn't even occur to him to have trouble sleeping. He's just the strongest guy in the world. I don't know anybody else could hold up under this pressure.
When he asked him about snuggling up to Fauci, he didn't have a single thing to say about it. Not a thing. All he did was bash Ron. He mentioned Fauci once or twice in relation to Ron. Didn't say anything about his relationship with fucking Fauci. And that's creepy.
No, you can feel it.
And that
you
should concern you. Because he was asked a direct question.
And it's disgraceful, really.
He chose not to
that
answer.
behavior. And we all saw it. They can't deny it. His performance in Maui, you know, the jokes, the self-obsession, the just overall inappropriateness. This is the one thing he was supposed to be good at. What? Grieving or something like that? At one point, I thought Joe Biden wanted to be the funeral director of America, the funeral director in chief. And he doesn't even do that well, Mr. Davis.
Yeah, I mean, I saw President Biden tweeting out while President Trump is being booked with this lawless indictment by Fulton County DA Fani Willis. President Biden tweets out a fundraising tweet during that time. And it just shows you that this is driven by President Biden. This is Democrat lawfare. It's Democrat election interference because they fear that Trump is going to beat Biden like a drum on November 5th, 2024.
It's fucking
Just got home from work.
Gots to find you, homie. Gots to find it. Here we go. That's what's up. Yo, brother. Good to see you.
What's good, brother?
We're
Mac, get out of my face.
Doing our live thing. Just watched Donald Trump get booked and get his mugshot. And
oh yeah, today was the day, right? He turned himself in.
Yep. Yeah, got his mugshot. It's all over the internet. Everybody loves it. It's a great mugshot. Looks great. He looks great. It's making him more powerful.
He looks awesome.
He's winning. Everybody likes to win. He says, you're going to be so sick of winning. We're going to win so much. You're going to be completely sick of winning. He's going to win this shit. He's winning right now.
It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge.
He's winning. He's winning and CNN is spinning. Huge. Excuse me. Huge. Excuse me. Excuse me. Huge. Huge. Excuse me.
He's like, excuse me. Huge. Love that shit. Uh-oh.
The radical left agenda is coming after me. They pursue me relentlessly, unfairly. I'm here to defend the people. CNN putting up straight garbage. Just complete narrative bullshit.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Hell yeah.
I cannot believe this fucking commercial. Oh my god. Dude, what the hell did I just see? Oh my god. An Old Spice Dolph Lundgren commercial. Did you guys see that? Where the sweat is pouring straight out of his armpits like a shower?
No.
Dude, I can't believe that I just saw that with my eyes. Can I rewind that?
I don't want to see
No, it's an ad. It's an ad. You can't rewind ads because it sucks my dick. Dude, what the fuck? Dude, can I find that on YouTube? Let me see. Old Spice. Old Spice. Dolph. Oh my god, dude. Dude, you're not gonna believe this commercial. You're not. You guys, everybody watch this commercial. My eyes will never be the same. And neither will yours, and you're all welcome for what you are about to see. You have never seen. I am showing you sights that you have never seen. I shall show you the sights of which before you have never seen before. I shall show you things you've never witnessed. Watch this, guys.
Fun guy? He's a fun guy now.
Wait, are you sweating?
Is the dirt underneath that dirt?
Dude, wait.
Super hard?
Dude.
I'm not an idiot. Okay.
Old Spice has long-lasting sweat protection.
I'm telling you, I shoved some of them with some wood around it. Oh, yeah, I see it.
Dude, why are you guys ignoring my commercial? Why did you ignore my commercial?
I can't see it. I'm on my phone.
Dude.
Your screen is
Dude. I'm turning it off. Hold on. I'm gonna. Bro.
They look like Dolph Lundgren.
Hey, all of these hoses still work down there?
Come on, let me do this. Wait, can I just... Can I, like, share my screen, dude? Yes, here. Yo, watch this commercial. Pinoy, watch this commercial and be quiet so everybody can hear it, okay?
Okay.
You gotta pull it up.
I'm watching.
You're pulling it up? Okay.
I'm watching it.
Grab my hand. Wait, are you sweating? Didn't you Old Spice dry spray?
Of course I did. I'm not an idiot.
Why do we not longer just right here? Old Spice has long-lasting sweat protection.
I'm telling you, I used it. Okay, I lied. Hell no. Dude, his armpits were pouring on him.
Dude, exactly. You will never be able to unsee that. I have corrupted your vision. How do I get this to go away now?
Got some progress going here.
I don't know how to get this to go away now. I'm like so confused. Oh my god, there we go.
Some progress.
Dude, that commercial.
I wonder, you remember that guy with the armpits? That's probably his hero, that dude right there.
No, the funniest one I've seen is the dude with the nipples that just kept getting longer and longer as the commercial progressed. It's just hilarious. Oh, where'd you find those little spikes at? Up there?
I used those because that one's all fucking busted.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. For next season, we'll swap out the burlap.
Dude, why did it?
Yeah, it looks like there's a couple holes that we need to patch up and stuff. Definitely fix this back shit up more. We'll come out here tomorrow and fix all that shit. Watch where you step, dude. The snake.
Yes.
Bro, you checked out Mombacho Farms?
No, I haven't yet, man. What do I need to do? Just message him or something?
Yeah, definitely. Tell him you're living in my house.
Oh, okay.
He'll know exactly who you are because I already told him about you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he jumped in my live and I didn't know what to say, dude.
Dude, he came in your live stream?
Yeah, he came in my live stream just to watch. He just watched. He didn't say anything or anything like that. And I was in there with a couple of friends.
Did you shout him out?
I was like Mombacho. I was like Mombacho Farms in the house.
Fuck yeah, bro. Fuck yeah, bro. I'm telling you, man, this is gonna be the beginning of a good deal, bro.
Hell yeah, bro. Yeah. You already know.
That's why I'm pushing you. I'm pushing you on that.
Yeah, no, it's good. I'll message him. I'll message him here in a little bit.
I'm sure he's setting right now.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised. Because that's how he rolls. 24/7.
Everything's looking good out here, man.
Dude, I should text his ass. And be like, yo, bro, go to my old house, man. Go fucking talk to my boy.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, man.
Hey, look. This is where the stage used to be, man. The old rotted stage. Have you seen this already?
Oh, yeah, look at that. Nice, bro. Dude, is that your tent or mine?
That's hers.
That's mine.
It's like a little greenhouse for vegetables.
I had one like that. It wasn't that big. No, I had a tiny one. That thing's huge.
Yeah, that one's downstairs in the garage.
That thing was. Is it still is that thing still there?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That was a fucking. That's my aphid grow house, bro.
Aphids?
Yeah.
Aphids are hell.
Dude, I have never in my life. I mean, fucking hemp russet was really bad, bro. But aphids, dude, aphids were a fucking nightmare. I didn't know what to fucking do, bro. I was at my wit's end with aphids.
Carpenter ant.
Really?
Carpenter ant. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. You watch the Discovery Channel, bro. You'll learn how to battle all these motherfuckers.
You throw carpenter ants in there and they'll just harvest them fuckers?
Yeah, they'll just harvest them. I mean, you'll have ants in and out of your area, but like, no aphids? Fuck yes.
Well, he will not.
Pond looking good. I'm about to weed whack all this shit around the pond. This shit's gotta look better. What?
Dude, is that battery powered weed eater there?
I got one.
There should be a battery powered one there.
I didn't see no weed eater. I mean, I think. Oh yeah, there is one in the corner. There is one in the corner.
You gotta find the batteries and the charger for that.
Hey babe, these are the Mises.
Same battery for the blower, same battery for the chainsaw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they all use the same batteries.
I found the key to the bulldozer.
Good, dude. Good.
It just needs it needs a little bit of TLC so the foot doesn't stick like that. That shit stuck, and I was like, "Oh shit, bro. Here we go."
I used to get so pissed off with that thing, man. I'd just be like, go, don't go that way, go this way, motherfucker.
Yeah, dude. Dude, you should have seen the look on my girl's face when she was watching me mess with the bulldozer just to check it out, and it tried to push me up and backwards, and I was like, dude, just relax. The pedal stuck.
I hate that shit.
Hella funny though. I've ridden worse stuff where it was like you got to keep your eye on it or it's just gonna roll away from you and shit. Oh man.
All the attachments are there on the driveway. Where's all the attachments for it?
For what, the bulldozer?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all in the driveway. Like the backhoe and that other thing.
The rake. There's a rake. There's 3 different buckets.
There's 3 different buckets?
There better fucking be 3 different buckets. One of them's got spikes. One of them's got teeth on it, right?
Where are those at?
They better be up there near that goddamn tractor. Where I fucking left them at. Or fucking dumbass stole them.
Oh, okay, I see them. Wait.
The one of them's super wide. There's a super wide bucket. And then there's a skinnier bucket, and then there's a bucket with big teeth on it. Dude, did he fucking move all that shit? That shit was all straight up on the driveway, like, against the hill.
Oh, it was on the driveway?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought it was next to where it was
There's
parked.
like pallets, all the shit was sitting on pallets.
Let's see.
Bro, show me the driveway. Yeah. Like, turn the camera around. Let me see what you're looking at. Right there, right where you're standing, bro. Right behind you. On the ground. No, not up there. Not there. No. Turn. No, put the camera back up. Keep turning. Right there. It's all gone. Where is it all? It's all... Yeah. Bro, it was all right there.
Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing over here.
Wait. Go back to the shed. Go back to where the... go back to the well. Go back to the tractor.
Okay.
Dude.
Yeah, the backhoe attachment's right here. I saw that.
The backhoe where's the backhoe attachment at?
It's right here. I can see the
I know,
the
but
arm
like
of it.
Where is it? Like right next to the tractor?
No.
What?
No, it's right here.
Oh my god,
Look.
dude.
There's that one, and then there's those pallets you was talking about. They're not over there on the driveway anymore.
Dude.
And
what
I don't see no bucket.
Dude. Where's the fucking attachments for the fucking tractor, bro?
Yeah, I just see this.
No, dude, where's the buckets at? I mean, where's the goddamn tractor at?
Oh. The Mustang's right there. And then you talking about this thing?
No, not that.
This thing.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, I parked it right here, and it's got this bucket
does
on
that
it.
thing not have spikes on? Look, that's the fucking Razor. That doesn't have the spikes on it. Where's the other goddamn buckets?
I'm not sure. I didn't see them anywhere.
Dude.
Oh, you know what? There's a bucket over there. There's a bucket over there by the grow. Hold up. It's right over here. There's one over here. I'm pretty sure that's a bucket. Yeah.
Dude, but
I
where's
can see
the
it.
fucking rakes? Where's the goddamn... There's a whole bunch of fucking attachments.
No, I think they're all right here, brother. Hold on. I see a bunch of stuff right here. I'm walking.
All right.
I'm walking it.
I know that walk's hard too, bro. That ain't easy what you
So-
just did.
Yeah, I think here's all the attachments right here, right? Here's the rake.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, there's the rake.
Here's the other piece. And then here's the one right
There's
here.
the teeth.
Yeah, here's
there's
the one
bucket
with
the
spike.
teeth. Yeah, dude. Oh my god.
And then here's the other one.
Dude, that thing should have had 1, 2, 3. Where's the forklift, bro? The forks.
The forklift?
Yes, the forks for the forklift.
That I have no idea, dude.
Okay,
But,
so maybe down by the sawmill.
Okay, let me go check real quick.
Oh, I don't mean to run you all the way down there, though, bro. That's far.
It's okay, brother. I understand.
Oh, bro. Dude, none of that shit was supposed to be down there. I don't know what the fuck he was doing.
It looked like he was probably about to clean that whole area up, bro.
Bro,
That's pretty much.
I
That's,
don't know what.
to be honest, that's what it looked like. Because
You just keep your eyes out for the freaking forklift. Oh my
it was all
god,
cleaned
dude.
up. Like all
There's
the
a
trash and all
pallet.
the stuff that was broken down.
There's a pallet down there. There should be a bunch of wood and a pallet, and they may have put the forklift on the pallet down there. And I remember, if I remember correctly, we may have left it down there by the sawmill. And the sawmill's still there, right?
Yeah, why would the sawmill was gone?
Just making sure, bro. I don't know what the fuck's missing. We're finding out.
Dude, I can make my own hero.
What's that?
Your bucket right here, dude.
Bucket? You found the third bucket?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. You said you found the
Yeah.
third bucket? Oh, I
There's
told
a
you.
third bucket right
I
here.
told you there were 3 buckets, right? Now, look for the forks from the forklift.
Yeah.
That's the sawmill. Are you looking at the sawmill?
Yeah.
Behind you,
Yeah. About not here.
where
Uh-huh.
where you're standing, there should be behind you. There should be a forklift, like a forklift attachment.
What did you say?
Okay, across from where you're standing, look for that forklift, right where you're standing. It should be like on the other side of the driveway where you're standing. If you look back
Hey.
towards the house, there should be a pallet with a forklift attachment sitting on it there. But you're gonna need that at some point, bro. The forklift is how you move all the other shit around. For the most part. All the other buckets and shit. You scoop them up with the forklift.
I don't see the forklift thing that you're talking about.
Yeah, you gotta find it, bro. It's hopefully it's there, man, but you're gonna need that eventually, so I don't know where it is.
I'm all
It's fairly big. You can stand. It's fairly big. You can stand on the forks. And it's like 4 feet tall. It's got like a metal back to it. You know, it's got the things that lock into it from the Mustang. It's got those 2 levers. And bro, you got to be careful on that thing. You got to know what you're doing, because when you unhook a bucket, there's a lot of tension on it. So you just have to realize how you're. You know, when you're yanking those attachments off, that there's a lot of tension there.
Yeah, I don't see no
forklift. That's fucking crazy.
Found everything else.
Maybe it was back down.
I'm sure it's in here somewhere.
Maybe it was back down there in the grow or something. But I mean, you saw those 3 pieces. And he should have used the
No, there's 4 pieces over there. There's 4 pieces over there.
There's 4 there. There's 1 bucket down by the sawmill. That's 5. There's 1 on the thing. That's 6. And the forklift makes 7.
Yep.
So whenever you find the forklift, that's all 7 attachments.
Pretty sure it's like right here. It's got to be one of these pieces over here.
He's teaching us how to neighbor's cable. Steal neighbor's cable. What?
Yeah, that's a rake.
Dude, all those pallets, they moved all those pallets with that fucking forklift. And now where's the goddamn forklift? What did he fucking do with my forklift? Dude, all that shit, I kept it all right there by the fucking tractor. Everything was perfect. I don't know why it was all moved. I don't know why those attachments were fucking moved. He's a fucking crackhead for touching my shit for no reason. And putting them down there by the grow. What the fuck is all the attachments doing down by the grow, too? Dude, that's fucking weird. God, man. Dude, I wonder if he fucked up that tractor. And didn't fix it.
No problem.
Did you check the oil in that tractor, bro?
No, I have not yet.
Don't fire it up till you do.
Right here to right there,
you better make sure it's got oil, dude. You can blow that bitch up. There's no telling what Mark did to it, bro.
No, it's good. Oh, almost fell. What? I'm coming.
God damn, where's the forklift? Holy shit, man.
I don't see the forklift
Bro,
anywhere.
It's possible. I mean, he could have left it all the way down to the bottom corner right of the property.
I mean, it's been a year and some change, right, since you've been here?
Dude, I found out how the stairs got broken.
How? How did they get broken? Hello?
Hold on 1 second, I'm going to tell you. His friend came in the front door and it was raining. He slipped down the stairs wearing steel fucking boots, bro. And he slipped all the way down. Boom, 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 boom. Broke the last 2 steps. He said the tiles that he broke off are behind the closet, the under the stairs closet door.
Okay. The tile that broke off of it?
What's that?
No.
I can't hear you. You're, what did you say, bro? I'm so sorry that you're just breaking up. Do you have is your Wi-Fi turned off on your phone, or?
No, it's because I was outside.
I can hear you fine now.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. What were you trying to say to me, bro?
Were those pieces of the broken tile, or were they tile that I can use to replace it?
They're broken tiles, I believe, that he's like they could be put back into place or something.
Oh yeah, no, that's just broken.
Hey, remember the day you told me to go down there and get in there and look for the tree and the rice? There was nothing in there like that.
Look for what?
Look for your stuff in the bag of rice. She was talking about when she went in there and when you asked her to look for the barrels.
There's nothing new except for that.
Yeah.
There's what?
The only thing that's down there is the tree.
What tree?
You know, the trees.
Oh.
Yes.
What? Why? What? You're telling me there's no tile behind the door?
Nah.
On the floor? Really? If you open the door and you look behind the door, there's no tile leaning up against the wall? He said that was right where he put it.
Well,
right.
That's not where
That's cool.
I'll find it if it's in there, but...
Don't worry about it, bro. It's no big deal, man. We just got to get replacement tiles. And then I wouldn't mind getting that whole thing carpeted. I was afraid somebody's going to fall down those stairs, and it fucking happened. It's a fucking death trap without carpet on those stairs. It's so stupid that there's tile. Bro, so check this out. This is where the forklift might be. It could be anywhere on that fucking property. Wherever the fuck crackhead was fucking doing shit. He left it sitting somewhere. It was supposed to be left. I don't know why the pallets were fucking moved. Those pallets were so that those things were supposed to be sitting on a pallet. Everything had its own pallet. It was all nice and organized up on the driveway. I have no idea what the fuck went on. But there's a road on the road that you were on that goes past the sawmill. Oh, Pinoy, you still there?
Yeah, I'm just switching to my PC so I can hear you better.
Can you hear me right now? Let me know when you can hear me. Ah, cool.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so you know when you were at the sawmill?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know when there's a road that goes by that sawmill?
Right, if you go past it, right?
Okay. If you go all the way down to the end of that road, bro, that forklift might be all the way down there. There's a couple of places where there's like a place like a pull off on the right. It might be sitting right there. It could be all the way down by the fence. It's possible. But that, bro, it's so important that you find that forklift. I'm almost positive we found 6 attachments.
Yep.
I would think
it's got to be there.
I would think that down by the grow, was there a lot of shit around the grow area or something, like where the...
Yeah.
I mean, could it have been there and you just didn't see it there, like on the other side, or...
You said it's 4 feet tall, so I don't think I could have missed anything like that.
Yeah, it's 4 feet tall. It's got a big steel back with like it looks like chicken wire crosshatch, but it's steel cable wire, and it's a big frame. It's a big frame. It's got the forks, and you can lift the forks up and move them. They're super heavy and steel. I mean, it's a big thing. It's It's just as big as those buckets that you were looking at. I was so surprised you couldn't find it. I was like,
it's somewhere up.
I'm surprised the fucking thing is everything was moved, dude. It's so weird that he moved all those attachments. He thought he moved that shit. He was hiding it. He thought the neighbor was going to steal it. One of the
You're
neighbors.
breaking up really bad.
One of the neighbors has a kid that's kind of like a crackhead that steals shit.
Uh-huh.
And I bet you Mark was hiding it from him. He was thinking like that all the time. So I wouldn't be surprised if those forks are somewhere up there. You just got to find them, bro. It's going to be like a scavenger hunt. But you know what it looks like? It looks like a big L. You know, it's a big steel fucking square. Like, if I could describe it, man, like it looks like a bracket, like a right angle bracket. Big. You know? A square fucking bracket with big old fucking... I wish I could draw you a picture of it, bro. I'll show you what it looks like. Yeah, here, I'll draw you a picture of it. Seriously.
I know what a forklift forks look like.
It's a big fucking attachment. It's like, I mean, bro, that's why I'm like, and you couldn't find one out there? You couldn't find them? You looked everywhere. Yeah, almost. You know, you almost sure? I was like, you sure you know what one looks like? The bitches better be out there, bro. I'm gonna flip. Those, you know, those are the things that got used the most on that. Well, you know, that's the second attachment. That bucket with the teeth on it, that's your number one, bro. That thing breaks the ground and lets you do just about anything you need to do. You take that bucket and you turn it straight down at the ground and jam it down in the ground and break shit up with it. When you can't just dig in, you know, and you can use that thing like a hammer. God. But you need the teeth. That thing's got the teeth. And there's extra teeth. There's extra teeth up there, but I don't know if you're going to be able to find those, bro. I don't know where those things are going to be at. Near one of the tractors, that bulldozer has teeth on it too. The big bulldozer, it's got big old freaking like. It should have teeth unless somebody took them off. You know, somebody stole them. It's possible. But what I was saying before was, yeah, there's this neighbor. He's got a kid that steals shit. So Mark was probably hiding that shit. But I bet he hid that fucking forklift somewhere too, man. Hopefully he'll text me back. Ugh.
Oh my God.
God damn, what? Right on, Doctor. Okay, what's up? I was thinking left angle bracket. Yeah, it's a right angle of 90-degree bracket. It's like, you know, it looks like this, but it's got like two forks that are hanging on the front of it. They're really big and they're really heavy. It takes a whole lot of effort to lift one of those up and move it over, because you have to do that sometimes, you know, and it sucks. And working with that tractor is dangerous. There's all kinds of ways. Dude, you start trying to plug in that fucking, backhoe, and one of them cables comes flying off, bro, you do not want to be anywhere near that shit, and it will happen. So, just be warned. I don't know what Mark did to it. He was trying to fix it, because obviously, you showed it was up by the house, bro. So I guess he thought Homeboy was going to come over and try to steal that too. God damn. All right, you guys are awesome. I hope you had fun tonight. I can't believe all the viewers we've got. I mean, I hate dropping 20, 35, however many, 30 more people, 40. But I really do have to go, man. I love you guys. Thanks so much. Take care. And I will see you tomorrow.
All right, brother.
Take care, everybody. Bye, everybody.